Okay. Nice, fine.
Comes, you know how to use those information that you learned from DB2, because the project, go back to what we did in DB2. DB2 is only for DB2. After project, you won't see those things. So it's easy by the time you finish project to forget all about DB2, honestly. So just make sure you document everything. Yes.
I'm going to say something.
Go ahead, Fali.
Some people told me, I asked some people question, why you guys do not join the class? He told me, like the class look like a joke. People coming off there joke too much. I now realize that's point, but I lost my second sister. Sometimes when I open the computer, I record the video. I try to go back to the video because before I never go back to the all video. I try to go back to the all video. I try to do the experience to go back to the video the prof give it to us. It's a couple different. Like you don't have problem. You do a good job.
Was your sister related to you? Are you talking sense, bro?
What you say?
Was your sister related to you? I live with my grandmom. I grew up with my grandmom, right? Don't tell me it's not a point.
No,
I'm not saying I'm not following my class. Fali, you don't pay my bills. I'm the one taking care of my bills. I know it's not a point here, but I'm making the point because I believe I can contact someone and someone is going to help me.
Excuse me, guys.
Bro?
I talk about mine. Excuse me, bro. I talk about mine.
No. Don't say you lost your sister. Was you the one that gave your sister for Nyongo?
I told you.
Please go inbox doing that one, please.
No, don't do that.
Please, can we just talk one at a time? Brian, you had your chance to talk. Fali can talk and then you can talk afterwards.
Right,
Yeah, let Fali finish.
Brian, yes, Brian, let's just wait and listen.
Brian, I lost my two sisters. My son, my both sister.
So what are you really saying, Fali, that you're fine with how everything is going, or like what are you really saying?
Excuse me, I will finish. Okay. When I say Emerald give the class very fine, but some people, when Emerald try to break down some material, and some people keep it distant. Emerald, you got a question, ask a question. When you finish it, ask your question. You meet. Because some people don't have time to do class, some people go back to the material. And when some people, when you look at the video, some people talking too much, you feel like that's stupid. Let me go get down here. But when you leave, you lost some material, you lost some chapter. It is the class, we pay money for loan. When you got question, ask a question, that's it. When some people keep talking on video, that's not make fun. That's the reason I not realize that one. But some people told me before, that's the reason now I don't go back, I don't join the class anymore. I say, oh, okay.
Emerald, do you agree with what he's saying? Because honestly, from my point, I don't really agree with that. You know, maybe when we're on break, you know, we'll talk a little bit, but honestly, we don't really talk like nonsense.
Excuse me, take the video, maybe the last video, go back to the video to the prof, compare the two video, you go come here and tell me it's the same one.
Can I please say something?
So who are you talking? I mean, honestly, the reason why it's like, I feel like some people might try to light it up a little bit, maybe not to fall asleep because it's late in the evening, right? And they want to make sure that they ask, some people ask questions, they genuinely ask questions, but maybe the way they ask questions, it might be a little bit, but if the person is truly paying attention, it shouldn't be an issue. I don't think we go far from the topic. We might have a light moment for like 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then we go back straight into the topic. So I'm not saying that what Fali is saying is wrong, because I know that it doesn't come from me, it comes from the people complaining, not attending class, the people who never ask questions, right? So I'm not going to say some people are wrong or some people, no, but I think that this is definitely an excuse not to attend class. It's definitely an excuse to me. If you really don't like it, why don't you ask about it and express yourself that, okay, I don't like when this person talks, or I don't like this, and then we try to figure it out. But you cannot not attend class and then say, I don't attend class because people are making jokes. Yes, Koji, you
Yes,
wanted
I
to
wanted
say
to
something?
say something with regard to what Fali said. Well, what
Yes.
Fali said, I must say, I've never noticed in the class I've not been taking, like we have been joking or making some sort of like a joke in which people won't attend classes because we are joking a lot. I'm not seeing it in that direction. I must say that should be their personal problem, because personally I think people are not talking, and when people want to when others want to ask questions, it's like it's offensive to others. I don't find how that is offensive. I believe all questions are welcome.
And quite frankly, even like when Prof was teaching, you know, he always said this has to be an interactive class.
Right.
You know, some of us are being very interactive, and like Emerald said, we don't go out of line. We really don't. So I don't know where that is coming from. I might be wrong. Like, excuse me if I'm wrong, but I don't really think that's a valid point.
I don't think so. Is that the people asking questions are the people who understand. So they ask based on what they understand. Some people, they might not ask questions because they all know everything. That's a possibility. But sometimes it's because they don't even attend the class, or they are off. They are just not even there. They just have maybe the video on, the Zoom on, and they're doing something else. So you cannot blame the people who are actually in class trying to understand, asking questions. And you guys know that here at Brontech, we must have light-hearted moments just to make things not too much. Sometimes I have to break down, give baby examples. Sometimes the questions would help understand better. So I cannot tell people who are actually asking questions and attending the class and trying hard to actually understand this DB2 thing. I cannot tell them to stop talking because some people are annoyed when they follow the videos online. I think it's an excuse. To me, it's an excuse.
Emerald, I don't say the people not ask a question. When the people ask a question, he ask a question not for himself. When he ask a question, when you try to break down, is like everybody learning for this question, because maybe me, I don't have idea for that question. I will give you an example. I need to ask a question. You try to break down and say, oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, I learned this one. I need to ask you this question. Because when you try to, people ask a question, you try to give the response to this question, and somebody keep it talking, that's discussion.
Okay, who are you targeting like this? Because I know who you're actually targeting. Who are you targeting? Because it has to be someone who's been doing that. I'm not sure.
Emerald?
Yes.
Please, just 1 minute. Let me just
Okay.
1 minute. I won't stay, but I just like, why should this happen when I just explained something about my bereavement? Because the statement associated when I was talking about I lost someone, like, then you said you lost your two sisters. That should not be an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
It means there is something that you're moving directly to me.
Oh, you think he's talking about you?
Not really that he's talking about me, but it associated with the fact that I was talking about me losing someone. You understand? Then you brought a statement that you lose your two sisters. I just want to use them. It's well, bro. It's no hard feelings, bro.
Brother, I was not talking about you. I was giving my experience.
It's fine. It's fine.
I lost my two sisters. This time I'm not watching the video in the class online. I'm waiting for they see the video. One is in the when I need to post the video online, I try to open the video. See,
bro, that's what we are doing the same. That's what I even tried to do today, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. One of us didn't see the video.
Sorry.
I talk about the people explain to me the problem before. I know I was saying the people is wrong. But when I was watching the video, I say, oh, the people is not wrong. It's something we need to fix it. That's it.
Okay, bro.
Okay, I mean, everyone's point is valid. So if he says that, then I feel like we should, whoever is complaining should point it out, you know, whenever that happens.
The truth is, Fali is not making his point clear.
It should be pointed exactly when it's happening. Don't wait for, or just stop attending classes because people are talking. Just point it out right at the moment.
Because we're clearly clueless about this. You know, I'm even surprised this is an issue, because when Prof was teaching, we weren't very interactive. Like me, I wasn't as interactive as this. You know, like other people were feeling more at ease, and I feel like I'm even learning more now. So I don't know.
I mean, there is some difference why you ask a question and when you interrupt the question. That's the big difference.
Okay, then you point it out when it happens.
The question is very, very important for all of us, because we go learn for the question. We learn for this DBA class. I learned two things. I learned about the question. I learned about mistake. But once somebody try to break down something we don't know, some material here, DB2, I don't know. Sometimes something is Emma try to explain, and some people try to talk in the middle. That's the problem.
Emerald, any last words?
Well, I think I don't want to frustrate the people already attending the class and asking questions. So what I would say is, the people who are not attending class, just come back and attend. I mean, it's up to you. If you don't want, it's on you. If someone else making remarks or talking while we are having class is enough to distract you or to take you away from your DBA job, then maybe I don't know what to say, but maybe you're not motivated enough, right? So let's not look for excuses. But if someone is noticing that, okay, someone is distracting the class, you can come and say, okay, this thing right here distracted me. Can you please go back, or ask me to go back to the material that was just covered? If people could actually do that instead of looking for excuses.
I'm doing that politely, though.
And do it politely, of course.
Koji, I'm sure they're talking about you. You talk too much.
Maybe.
You better watch out, Koji.
But guys, Koji cannot stop you guys from getting your DBA job. You came here for one reason, to get that DBA job. So Koji is preventing you.
That sounds like a compliment, actually.
But Emerald.
Koji and Natu, oh my goodness.
Okay, so we are gonna start.
Hey, Emerald.
Yes.
Well, I think the class, the pace you are going is okay. We are trying to catch up. I'm talking about me and my group. We are a little behind, but we're trying to catch up. It's just that, like Brian said earlier, it's homework after homework.
Yes.
And with other, family, job, it's just too much, and we're trying to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you're doing is good. You're showing us how to do things.
Yes.
But, like I said, we're trying to catch up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Emerald, so about this exam that you want to give on Monday, is it an exam? Like, is it something we'll do in class, or like, what is it? What is it going to look like?
It on in the group. Right, I'll give it to you guys on Monday or even before this weekend, and you guys will work on it together during the weekend and we'll come back on Monday, and one of you, after doing it this weekend, you will be doing it. I won't be doing it. You will be doing it, and you guys will discuss on how to, so that everybody can assess themselves where they are, at what level they are.
Is it a recap of everything we've done so far?
From chapter 1 until chapter 11.
Okay.
Chapter 10 and 11 are 2 very short chapters, so don't worry. It won't be an issue.
How many questions is it on that?
Probably 20 questions.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay. I was running to an error concerning that assignment. I kept doing the active based duplication, and it kept showing me error that listener not active, something like that. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, my listener was up, and my listener had already read my database, the third database I wanted to create.
Mm-hmm.
So I really didn't know what was happening. For almost about 24 hours, I've been on it. To no avail.
Yes. You can share your screen if you want.
I thought we would do the assignment, or
you want us to do the assignment?
I'm just asking.
No, we won't do the assignment because everything that we have in this in last weekend's assignment, nothing that we already did. So that's why we didn't. But if someone wants to do a particular question, you can share your screen and we do that question together. Okay. Flashback is a very short chapter. It doesn't. It's just that we'll take the time to explain. It's only 13 pages, but we'll take the time to go through the 13 pages very slowly. And even then, it's only like an hour max. So,
okay, so
if you want.
Yes, I want.
Okay.
Okay, are you guys seeing my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So this is the second one I've created, right?
Okay.
And now I want to go now to the active base, the third. Let me pull up the assignment real quick. That's not it. One moment.
You're still spooling? I've given up on spool. Seriously, I just do Notepad now.
I'm doing all at the same time.
How do you spool with exiting and going to sequel at the same time?
When I want to go to sequence, so I will copy it.
That's too much thinking.
All right. So yes, ML, this assignment, I've done this one. And this one, I actually didn't understand it. So I've done this one, this multiplexing, and this one, and I've done this. So this third one, this number 6 question, perform an active-based duplication of ORCL2 to this one, to ORCL3, right? Hello?
Excuse me. Yeah.
So
your problem is with question 6.
Yes, my question is with question 6.
Okay.
So
you see, some people are actually getting this DB2 thing. Even though it seems like you don't know much, but trust me, you know a lot. Okay, so what was the issue you encountered when doing the active-based duplication?
Okay, it shows that listener did not recognize this database, this ORCL3.
Okay.
So actually, let me pull up the P file which maybe the problem is from there.
Okay, show us the P file, the listener, and the TNS name.
Okay. So this is it.
Okay. Very good. Something
your
is wrong.
Control files, you need to change to ORCL.
This is my last attempt because I didn't put it.
The thing is, you don't need to add the control files. Remember, Arman keeps a backup of your control files, and Arman will recreate those control files directly in the target destination. Okay. So there is no need to put the path of the control files. You can remove the path of the control files.
You mean on the DB file name convert or?
Yes, and also on the control the control file up there, you have to change the ORCL3. Right, Emerald?
Yes, and you don't put the path. If you want, you can always remap from OR/ORCL, right? Mm-hmm. But you guys remember that Arman, this is active-based duplication, right? Yes. You need to remember that Arman would use the backed up control file that it has to create. Arman wouldn't back up your 5 control files. You know that.
So, okay, so only the data file and the log files that we have to make their parts.
Yes.
So
are you sure that all your DB files are in there, are in /ORCL?
Yeah, let me check again.
So Emily, you think that this might be his where the issue is coming from?
No.
Because he added
no,
on the DB file.
It's coming from the listener.
So Emma, each time I run the command, it's gonna come back with this error, and I'll do point in time recovery, and I do it again. It's still gonna come back with this error.
Go back to your P file. You have to change the direction of your P file to point to ORCL3.
I did.
Remember? No, the other one, right up there. Up, you have to change it to ORCL3.
It's ORCL3.
The number 4 and 5. Control file 4 and 5 has to point to ORCL3.
Oh, right, yeah.
Why he has to point over there?
Yeah, that's true.
Because remember, like in DB1, we'll have to change it like that, and then we have to copy the live locations while we're doing the cloning.
Oh, the cloning.
But then
yes.
Arman does it at this point.
Automatically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is also another parameter that you can use is control files. Like you just put the control files directly, which actually it's already there. Control files. So you're good. You see the control file parameter? Yes. So there is no need to put the path of the control file in DB file name convert. It looks good. It appears good. Okay. Now go check your TNS name.
Okay.
What did you start up? Something is wrong.
Yes. I was trying to explain. This is my OLC here. Each time I run the command, is when it fails, it's gonna come back with this error.
Okay, actually, okay. Guys, let's fix it together.
I had it. Just shut down immediate and then copy control 1 to 4.
Right. You guys can handle that.
Like
shut down immediate, Koji.
Okay, do it together.
Okay, copy control 1 to 4.
Okay, so they are not consistent.
Exactly.
No. You should have done it in SQL. Okay, go ahead. Same thing.
CP.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just go to this direction. Okay. So let me copy with control 4.
Yes. Yeah. And you do the same thing with control 5 too.
It's in somewhere in my directory. Let me open another direction and see where it is.
Actually, this morning, one of your classmates had the same issue and they fixed it together. I didn't have to say anything.
Okay.
Wait, what are you doing?
That's what I'm doing.
Yes, guys, pay attention to what he's doing and who can tell me what's wrong with that statement? Scroll down.
Doesn't have the.
Wait, are you all the way down?
Are you in?
Yes, I'm all the way down.
Okay, okay. Okay, go ahead. No. You don't put slash after control 4. That's the file. Okay.
Okay. So that's it.
Right.
Let me connect.
That's not me.
Yeah.
I think it's Patrick.
Yeah, go back to SQL and start up.
Okay.
Okay, it's all good now.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick.
No problem, man.
Okay.
See, I didn't have to say.
So I wanted to check the location of my data files.
You could just report schema.
Yeah.
It's an Arman command. You need to connect to Arman.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you see that you need to edit your DB file, your P file for ORCL3.
Yeah, you have to add that directory.
Emma, you see this directory?
Yes.
So when I was doing my practice, I changed the live location to this directory, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've already put it back to our data/ORCL. But when it fails, I don't know, it automatically come back to this live directory. So it's like I'm just gonna maintain it for now.
Okay, you can just rename it, but you leave it like this. It's good practice.
Okay. Okay, so I should add this directory on my P file?
Yes.
Right here.
Typo.
That's it. Okay, so let me check log file. So it's in 3 different directories.
Yeah, you have to add our data in there.
Our data, this one.
There we go. And ORCL.
So it's in 2 different directories, right?
3.
No, in 3. Yeah, 3.
So you have to add it to your P file. Wait, you have one. Oh, okay, you're good, I guess.
Yeah, I already added it.
Okay.
So that's it.
Yeah, now you want to check your TNS names. Now your listener.
Okay.
You say that it was saying that it cannot see the listener, right?
Right. Okay, so that's it.
Okay.
So for the listener, it's good.
Now check the listener again. Show me the listener again.
Okay.
Everything is off. ID. Okay, show me TNS name.
You have to add the U equals something.
Yeah, U equals A is missing.
U equals A.
After service name.
After this one?
After service name, right. After service name, open a parenthesis after that parenthesis, open the parenthesis. No.
Not there. After
like
the close parenthesis.
Okay, like this?
Yeah. Yes. No.
Open.
Open parenthesis. Open brackets.
Okay.
Yeah. U
equals A.
In caps?
Yes.
Yes.
You are.
You are or you, whichever. You are equals A.
Equals capital A?
Yes.
U equals A, U are is
close.
Close the parenthesis. Okay. Yeah, good. Now try to connect to the target to Arman.
I have my script here. Let me pull it up. Okay. Let me start up the auxiliary database. Let me put it on normal mode.
Okay. Normal.
So I want to connect to Arman.
You can be connected to any database for that one. Since you specify, okay. Did you copy the password files?
Yes.
Okay. Something is wrong.
No.
The auxiliary instances ORCL. Exit.
I had the same issue.
Okay, check if you have an SP file for that database.
An SP
Go
file?
to check if you have the SP file of ORCL3.
Okay.
And delete that SP file.
Yeah, there you go.
Delete it. That SP file has the instance name of ORCL in it. So open your SP file, TLS-DMO ORCL3.
Open the SP file?
No, the P file.
Okay.
ORCL3. Okay. DB name ORCL. Okay. Good. Exit. Save and exit. Okay. Now connect, stop the instance.
Okay.
Shut down this again, and then in ORCL3 and connect back. Because it uses the instance, the name of the instance in your database to identify which database it is. Okay. Shut down. Okay. Startup. Startup, no mount. No mount. Mount. Oops. Okay, exit. Connect back to Arman. Okay, very good.
So I'm good to go?
Yes, you can start a duplication.
Okay. When it's too fast, you usually go and fail.
Exactly. When it's too fast, it usually means that trouble is ahead. But when it's, I think that from here it's good. It's good.
So Emerald, what happened earlier was what was the thing again? ORCL3 was using ORCL2 instances.
Yes. No. The information that were in the SP file of ORCL3 were the information of ORCL.
CL2. Okay.
Yes, of ORCL. So that's why.
You have to delete it.
Exactly. When you connect to Arman, right? It uses information of the password file to connect. So the fact that we connect, we could add ORCL3. It uses the information of the password file of ORCL3. But the thing is, when you connect to Arman itself, when it says not mounted, it uses the information from the instance. So if you see that it says connected to ORCL, when it's supposed to be connected to ORCL3, it's definitely the P file that has an issue, or the SP file.
The SP file.
Using the SP file of the target database.
I've never got it to this stage. That means it should be good.
So
yeah,
Emerald, sorry. So but Arman is supposed to create the SP file.
Yes.
Why did we have to delete the SP file? Is it because maybe he tried to do it before?
Yes, I actually tried an SP file was created.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So with the wrong information. Okay.
Yeah, with the wrong information. And I tried to open it. It was just few rubbish. Let me just put it that way.
You open the SP file again?
No, I'm talking about the SP file for the ORCL3. I wanted to see what was inside.
You don't open that one, G.
No, I know it was anyway. I know it was bad, right? Because I deleted it almost 3 times.
I had the same issue when I was doing the backup-based duplication.
But this one is the most, especially with this multiplexing.
No, but seriously, because you should not open the SP file anymore. Okay?
Okay,
very
man.
bad. You have no sense being in the SP file.
Right.
Seriously, don't open the SP file anymore.
Okay, Emma, please, I have one question. Okay, you see?
Uh-oh.
Something is wrong.
Okay, it cannot use information from one of your archive logs.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot use one of your archive.
Really?
Yeah, block number is corrupt in archive log /oradata/78 back 1_3_. What file is that?
Okay.
Block number in archive log.
This one is from my backup location.
Is it a file? It's not a file, right? It's just an archive log.
Yes,
no,
archive.
It's a file. It ends with DBF. It's not an archive log. If it was archive, it would end with ARC.
But did we see it in your ORCL? We didn't see it in there.
We didn't. Okay, can you scroll up a little bit? I want to see something. Catalog, clone. No, scroll down, scroll down. I want to see something. Okay, catalog, clone, archive log. Okay, backup as copy reuse. What does your archive log end with DBF?
I don't know.
Can you explain that? You don't know?
Rename it?
No.
Did you rename?
I didn't rename anything.
The thing is, I'm thinking it's not really an archive. It's not really an archive log, but Arman is saying it as an archive log. File. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can name it however you want, right? But if it was archived normally, naturally, it should end with ARC, not DBF. So the way to work to fix that, go back to connect to ORCL, target, and the catalog, cross-check everything. Cross-check archive log and delete obsolete.
So all this stuff that have been created, I need to still go back and delete it.
Excuse me?
All because right now if I go now to my ORCL 3, there are some files that have been created that like the control files. So should I go delete it?
Yes, but first let's fix the issue. Copy the path of the archive log /writer/76 back and paste it somewhere.
Okay, this part.
But he's already in ORCL.
No, he's connected to both. Yeah, connect to ORCL.
Okay.
Okay.
Cross-check all.
Should I put the path?
Cross-check. What do you mean should you put the path? Which path?
This part I copied.
No, check everything. Oh, I want you to also copy the name of the file itself. Can you copy the name of the file, please?
Okay.
I want you to go and delete
right
it.
Up there. Yeah.
The name itself, 1_3. Copy the whole thing and delete it. Yes. Copy and paste it. You want to delete it if cross-check doesn't fix it.
Okay.
Cross-check archive log all. Cross-check archive log all, not just all.
Oh.
Wow. So he has to delete all these?
Yes.
Delete obsolete.
Delete all of them. How the word even created?
OB.
OB, okay.
LET. Obsolete. LET.
Okay. But okay.
Please, can you scroll up?
No obsolete.
Delete expired.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay.
Delete expired.
Expire.
Yes,
Yeah.
delete expired archive log. Or delete expired archive log or. Yes. Check if it's the one.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
1_31439_2. Okay, that's the same file. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Because it's not good. It was corrupt. So Arman, when you cross-check, you let Arman would identify it as bad. Okay. Now start over and okay, let's check your ORCL. Check the files that were created.
Okay. Let me use WinSAP.
Okay.
Soon
Okay, nothing.
No,
Good.
I have to refresh.
No, it was created. Okay.
Yeah,
You want to remove everything. Remove everything. I think the database was already created. It was just that the recovery process.
I know.
So delete everything. We want it to run perfectly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But Emily, what happens if it doesn't delete and you run it again?
It won't go through because it was already almost it was actually almost done actually.
Done.
It was just the part of recovery process that was taking place.
So I have to delete the P file, the SP file.
Yes, go and delete the SP file as well.
Let me now open it.
Okay. APP, Oracle.
You can, at this point, you can open it. It's already damaged.
That was how I opened it before.
DBS. Refresh. Delete it.
Okay.
Okay. Now you go back to ORCL database, you shut down the database, and you start up mount.
In ORCL?
ORCL 3.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let's hope this time it should work this time. If it doesn't work, please see. So do we understand why you went ahead and deleted the expired archive logs, right? Hello?
Because it was corrupt.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
So this is active base, right? The other one is I've forgotten the name.
Backup base.
Okay, backup base. It's very new. Please, you have to pardon me.
Okay, It's okay. You're forgiven.
Okay, so backup based duplication, we are going to the P file and we are putting the path, right? But it's not, Arman is not copying from the live location.
No, I'm using the backup application, right?
Yes, yes, it's using the backup location. So why are we specifying the path in the P file?
What path?
Like, let me show you an example.
Okay.
Like, for example, this path, right?
Yes.
We are converting this DB file name.
Yes.
So the Arman is not copying from this part, it's copying from the backup location.
No, but it's a backup, right?
Yes.
The control file have the information of, we know that what are control files? Control file contain the structure of the database, right?
Mm-hmm.
So from the information we have in the control file, Arman knows that even though the backup is in /OIDA/FRA/whatever/something else, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know that from the information from the control file, the files are located in /OIDA/ORCL, right? So when you put those information in the P file, DB file name convert and log file name convert, you're telling Arman to remap, right, the files that are in /OIDA/ORCL to remap them to /OIDA/ORCL2, right?
Yes.
So Arman will remap them from one directory to the other, even though it's taken from a backup, right? The backup, the control files that were backed up have the information of the structure of the database. So it doesn't make any difference. The database still has the same live location, even though the backup is in a different location. We good?
Okay, I get it. So it's because of the control file.
The information in the control file, right?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Not again, please.
Wait, information in the control file. So why are we still putting the log file information there?
The log file?
Yeah, the log underscore.
It's remapping as well. It's remapping. In the control file as well, you do have the information about your regular files, about the whole structure of the database. It's like the whole structure, meaning where the directories are, the mode, whether it's in archive log mode. Try to understand a little bit what you have in your control file. Try to just back up control file to trace and just pay attention to what's written in there. You see that you have information about the whole structure, basically, including the rate.
Okay.
Okay, so you're having the same thing. Block number 1 is corrupt in archive log. Okay, so you want to do the same thing. You're still having archive log issues.
Yeah, and this is a different file.
This is a different file now.
No. Oh yeah, it's file number 4. Why did it not show up first?
You see, it didn't show up first. So go back and sometime, I think someone said sometime you have to cross-check many times, not just once. So go back and cross-check, do the same thing. Cross-check. Or what I would do in that case, I would just go and remove all the archive logs that are in 76A. But just cross-check them. You connect to ORCL. Okay. Cross-check all the archive logs.
No,
Cross-check
archive log.
I'm taking your word.
One word. Archive log, one word.
Okay. Oh, you see.
You see, it's here now. Delete expired archive log all. Expired. Yes. You see, that's the one we had an issue with earlier.
I'll say do it again. Benefit of that.
Cross-check archive log all. Again. Cross-check.
Oh, shit.
You can just do the up arrow.
Are you see? Now it's 112.
Okay. Delete expired. Let's see when something else is going to pop up.
Delete expired archive log all.
Koji, it's okay. You'll get there.
Amen.
Okay. Now run the.
Oh, you have to delete all the files again, and the control file and the P file.
If it doesn't go this time around, we'll do it after the class. Sorry for the delay.
It's okay. People are learning from this. Okay. That's the whole. DB2 is troubleshooting class, so you're allowed to troubleshoot as much as you want. So, what else here? And we'll start the class at 7:50.
Really?
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's class we are doing right now. I mean, we'll start chapter 10 at 7:50.
I have a problem too.
What's your problem?
I remember one class you said that whenever you try to open your recovery catalog and it doesn't work, you have two options. The first one you can shut down a bot, then you can connect to the database and shut down the bot, then connect back to the Alman, or you can duplicate the pulley section, connect to the recovery catalog, list the DB unique name all, and copy the DB ID, then go back and, but I've tried it and it doesn't work. I don't know why. Because actually I was trying to do my backup base and I was trying to connect to Alman and check the schema, but I can't open my Alman catalog.
Okay. What's wrong with your Alman?
I have another question, by the way. So, for example, if I want to see the recovery catalog that I've created, like, just imagine I'm creating a table space and I want to see the table space I've created, like if it has been created or not. I'll select them from $, table space, right? And what if I want to see my recovery catalog? Like I've just created a recovery catalog and I want to see, is there a SQL command, like can I select something from something?
Yes, RC_database, but you need to be connected as the recovery catalog user.
RC_database. Oh, okay.
RC_database, yes, to have information about the recovery catalog.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know what's wrong with my recovery catalog. I just created it to be able to do my backup verification, but I can't.
When we use shutdown about, it's when there is no way to connect to Alman, right? When we don't have the P file, that's when we lose the SP file, and you cannot connect to Alman. You know that to connect to Alman, the instance has to be at least started, right? So the reason why we shut down the database, we connect to the recovery catalog to get the DB ID of the database, right? It's to create the SP file. So what's the database crash in the first place?
No, it wasn't crashed.
So you should be able to connect to the recovery catalog.
Actually, but I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with that.
Okay, we need to look into that. We'll look into that.
Okay.
Yes.
Quick question, please. So we are duplicating ORCA to ORCA 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this new ORCA 3 have the archive log of the other database of ORCA 3 of ORCA, sorry.
Has the archive? Yes, it does. It's the same way we did when we did active user managed hot cloning, right?
Yeah, and I believe it have all the information of the target database, right?
Of the?
It has all the information of ORCA.
Yes.
So does it mean anything, any transaction or anything that is being done in ORCA is gonna reflect here?
Every transaction that was done before resetting the logs will be reflected there.
Or before? What about in the future?
No. That would be for Data Guard, okay. And Golden Gate. But for this one, it's a clone until you reset logs. As soon as you reset the log, it becomes a new incarnation. Okay. Right? Mm-hmm. Yes. From what I'm seeing, it looks like, I hope you won't have any other archive log issues. If you do, then you'll have to delete obsolete again. But instead of doing that, I want us to just go to SQL and after the base open reset logs, because it looks like it's copying all the files. And it goes away to alter system archive log current. Okay. Failure of backup command on Aura disk. Block number 1 is corrupt. In archive log, same thing. Okay, let's actually go look into this directory. Let's go to /Aura/76 back. Because I think it's more than just the archive logs. I think those archive logs are created when you're doing so it might have to do with the source database itself that has a problem. Because let's pay attention to the comment that is right before it. Try to scroll up a little bit. I want to show you something. Scroll up a little bit. Right, okay, you see? Alter system archive log current. You see? Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, this one?
Oh,
yes.
Yes,
alter system archive log current. So you're archiving the current log file. So this is the archive log that is being recreated. Are we good? But the thing is that the new archive log that is being created is posing problem. So scroll down a little bit. Block number 1 is corrupt in archive log. Block 1 is corrupt. So the problem is coming from the database itself, from the database ORCL itself. Really? So yes, connect to ORCL and let's list shut down and start up ORCL. You shut it down, you start it up again. Let's see what it's going to tell us.
Okay, it's open.
Okay, connect to Arman.
Okay.
Okay. Now we need to find out which block is corrupt in the database, right?
Mm-hmm.
Enter validate database on Arman. Validate database.
Validate.
Yes, validate database plus archive log. You need to check which block is corrupt. Plus archive log. Check. Check. Logical. Space logical. There's a block that is corrupt in the database. Okay, semicolon. Oh, you see, error identifying file. Unable to obtain file status. Okay, no search file or directory. So it's not even creating the file. Okay, let's go check in /ORData/76 back. That's probably why you're having this. You can go and check it on WinSCP if you want. Don't exit Arman. Don't exit Arman.
Okay.
ORData. 78 back. 76 back.
So which are we looking for?
No, can you scroll down just? Okay, let's check the space. Let's check the space, df-h. So that file, that specific file was not created because it's saying no search file, right? So it was not created. Now, why was it not created? That's the question. So can you go back to Pudi? Okay, exit Arman.
Where was it not created? What do you mean? Like created in ORCL?
You see, when we issue the command validate database plus archive log, check logical, right? To check if there is any corrupt block. Error identifying file /ORData/76 one. Like this is the corrupt one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Expected archive log not found. Loss of archive log compromises recoverability. Now, unable to obtain file status. No search file or directory. So it was not created. Are we good?
It was not created where? In ORCL?
Yes.
Or in 76 back?
In 76 back.
Okay.
So exit SQL. My first concern is why do you have archive log file with the terminology of 1.dpf? This is something that is unusual, but it shouldn't be a problem. Exit. Yes, exit, check your space.
DS space minus H. Oh, your idea is almost full.
Yeah, but it's not full.
So it's not, yeah, it's not the space issue. Because it's a different error when it's a space issue.
Yes, it's not a space issue. Unable to obtain file status, no search file or directory. Okay. Can you scroll up a little bit again? I'm trying to figure out why it does not. Expected archive log not. Oh, it's almost 50. We're going to need to start, but we'll come back to it before the end of the class or during the break. Okay. Expected archive log not found. Loss of archive log compromises. Okay, we need to find out why the archive logs, it wouldn't write the new archive logs. Okay, it's almost 50. So we are going to start the class and then we'll definitely come back to it. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. But I'm trying to figure out why you have those 1_5_older.dbf. But I want you to do something though. Connect to ORCL and alter database open reset logs.
Let me reset logs.
Connect to ORCL 3. Yes.
Yeah.
Connect to ORCL 3.
Okay.
And startup mount. It should be mounted already.
Do we?
Yes.
No,
Connect.
we still have those control files and stuff.
Select status from VDollar instance. Because when it issued alter database archive log current, so it means that the database was actually up. Select status from VDollar instance. It's probably mounted. Okay. Alter database open reset logs. Let's see.
Wait, Bello, this 76 back is since when? Like, when did you create the directory? I thought I saw April.
That's not backup for my Arman. I created it about 3 or 4 days ago.
Something is up with that directory. File 1 needs more recovery to be consistent. Okay. Recover database using backup control file until cancel. Or you can just put, okay, recover database using backup control file until cancel. Recovery station cancel each error, data file 1. Okay, first, why is example 01 data file 1 cannot identify log file C DB writer trace? Oh, can you go to, oh, I think I see what's wrong. Can you go to your WinSCP place and check your P file? I think the editing of the P file, something went wrong. Because it shouldn't be the name of your example. Your example should be in product. Yeah, we need to start a class. We need to start talking about flashback, but we'll come back to it.
Okay, man.
Yes, init ORCL3.
Oh, wait. He has a log archive destination pointing to 76 back. Could that be the issue?
What are you talking about?
Your log archive destination is pointing to 76 back.
Yes, he copied that from the first one, but that shouldn't be an issue. He might have that. But the thing is, Arman is different. Okay, what you can do, right? You can remove that. Okay, so during the, let's come back to it during the break. I think it's best to come back to it during the break. Let's start chapter 10. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen.
Anita, did you have this type of problem?
No.
Have you seen what I've been telling Emma? This Arman has never been in my favor.
You need to give him more TLC. You know, it feels all that.
The more you troubleshoot, the better. Trust me. It feels like Arman doesn't like you, but Arman actually loves you. Okay. You guys have been asking me questions about flashback database since DB1, right? Mm-hmm. So finally, here we are talking about flashback. So what do you guys know about flashback? What do you guys think about what's flashback database?
It's bringing the database back to a previous time.
Yes.
And you use it when you do DDLs. You want to reverse DDLs.
Right. Very good, Anita. Exactly. What else?
Traveling in time of the database.
Yes, it's like a time machine, right? Or
you can use it on table spaces as well.
Right. And on what else?
Tables.
Yes. On database. Right? You can flash back the whole database, right?
Right.
Okay. That's good. You guys actually already have a good idea. Actually, those two, I don't really understand why this one is flashback database and the next one is also flashback database. But whatever.
Wait, so flashback database, what's the difference with point in time recovery?
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Objectives. After completing this lesson, you should be able to configure flashback database, perform flashback database operations, and monitor flashback database, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let's go down. Flashback any error. Flashback database bring, yes. Flashback database bring the database to a prior point in time by undoing all changes made since that time. Flashback tables recovers the table to a point in time in the past without restoring a backup. Flashback drop restore accidentally dropped tables. So, and Anita was asking earlier, right? What's the difference point in time recovery with Arman, for example, or point in time recovery with a user manage, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the difference between the two is that flashback doesn't require restoration. There is a process that replaces the flashback, the restoration, and that is applying the flashback logs. Wow. Are you good?
What takes less time?
Clearly, flashback, right?
Yeah, okay.
The alternative even to restoration is switch to copy, right? The other alternative in case of a crash. So by applying the flashback log, it's as fast as recovery, right? So flashback logs are applied to the database, to the whole database, including the control files, to bring the database to a prior point in time. Are we good? Guys, ask any question. We have all the time, right? Even if they feel dumb, ask any question. We need to really break this really, really down.
Okay, Emma, I have one quick question.
Go ahead.
Okay, so flashback, you are flashing back in time and recovering, you're recovering from probably like a table space or something, right?
What do you mean?
Okay, I'm trying to understand. Flashback, you are trying to recover something that was being deleted or something that wasn't done right. Is that what it means?
Right.
Okay, my question is, can you go back in time and like you correct what you did that wasn't correct, that wasn't right?
Yes. You can undo the changes that were made by going to a prior point in time or prior.
With flashback?
Yes.
Okay.
So you can flashback the database, you can flashback table, or you can flashback drop. Or you can also use flashback table space. If, for example, anyway, we talk about it. For flashback database, you don't use flashback database, right? But you can put the one table space in flashback mode, right? and other table space not in a flashback mode, so that when you will be use flashback database, only the database, only the table spaces that are in flashback mode would be the one that would have the point in time recovery. That would be flashback. But the ones that are not in flashback mode would not be. Are we good?
No, I'm still kind of confused about the difference. And why, if you can flashback a database, why use point in time recovery for the whole database?
What do you mean point in time? You mean Armand point in time? Because this is a point in time recovery too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the problem with flashback is that there is the flashback retention target. So you specify the number of time for that you can use, that you can have the flashback. Basically, you can specify for how long you'd be able to flashback the database. So you can, it's like the undo retention time, right? So you can set it to 10,000 seconds or 10,800 seconds, which would be like 3 hours, or you can set it to even before that. So the disadvantage of flashback database is that you cannot go back, let's say 2 weeks prior, right? It's only within the flashback retention target time. Are we good?
Okay, yes.
One disadvantage, and one big advantage is that it's faster. It's very fast.
Okay. So can you set it to be forever?
No, you can.
Okay.
You know, it does require a lot of resources. With flashback, there are flashback logs that are generated, right?
Right.
And they do require resources and space. So you cannot have just flashback forever. If you want to go back, you can always use Armand point in time recovery or user managed point in time recovery.
Okay.
But flashback, it's really fast. Flashback database relies on the redo logs information, and it also relies on the flashback logs. We'll explain both later. Flashback tables relies on the undo information, and flashback drop mainly relies on the recycle bin. Are we good?
So flashback drop, in other words, those things that you have already deleted?
Yes, it's to go, yes. It's basically to go back and get the information from the recycle bin. And this morning, one of the students asked, what's the difference between the recycle bin and the recycle pool? Who can tell the difference between both?
Recycle pool?
I think the recycle pool is not definite, as in it's only there for a period of time.
The recycle pool is part of the SGA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's part of memory. Okay, basically the difference between both is that recycle pool, one is part of the SGA. So it's memory allocated for blocks that are no longer used, right? Yeah. One example is, let's say you're scanning a table, right? You scan the whole table or you scan a database, for example. Those blocks that were used to perform those operations would go into the recycle pool and then would be flushed out as it gets full, right? Or other information would be, just the blocks would be going into the recycle pool, right? So it can be any changes made to the database, right? It can be statements, it can be many things, just blocks going. But the recycle bin is only for objects, specific objects, tables, for example, right? Sequence views, right? Synonyms. Those objects would, when you drop them, they would go first in the recycle bin. Are we good?
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is a different. One is part of the SGA and only deal with blocks, and the other one deals with objects. So if you ask the difference between the recycle pool and recycle bin, one deals with blocks, the other one deals with objects. Are we good?
Yeah, and also can you also add that the blocks in the recycle pool easily overwritten?
Yes, as soon as there are more blocks coming in, and it is the maximum or the past the retention time, for example, they would be overwritten. Yes, it gets overwritten. I think I said that. Didn't I say that earlier?
Oh, I don't know. You said it again.
At least I said it again. Yes, it gets overwritten. And for the recycle bin, you can purge the recycle bin.
Purge as in?
Purge, like delete them, permanently delete them.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And in that case, you wouldn't be able to use flashback drop. If you purge the recycle bin, flashback drop wouldn't work because flashback drop gets the information from the recycle bin.
So information in the recycle bin, is it archived as well?
No.
Okay.
It's like the trash in your computer.
Okay.
Is this flashback a schema, Emma?
No. For you to flashback the schema, by schema you mean a user that was dropped, for example, right? And you want to recover that user?
No, I'm saying this flashback, is this something like okay, it's okay.
Go ahead, express yourself. There are no stupid.
No, I'm saying it's like okay, let me rephrase it. Let me say, is it like an object in the database?
Flashback?
That's been owned by a user?
No. It's not an object. It's not.
Okay.
Okay. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you flashback a user you drop?
Flashback a user?
Yes.
No, you cannot flashback a user. For you to be able to recover that user, you need to flashback the database to the time when before that user was dropped. But you cannot flashback a user. Are we good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Flashback drop, restore, accidentally drop the tables. When to use flashback technology? So you can flashback the database. So case scenarios, right? When you drop a user, when you truncate a table, when you run a batch job and there are partial changes made to the database. So you can use flashback database. So when you lose it, when the user is gone, you can use flashback database. There is no flashback user or flashback schema. When you truncate a table, you need to use flashback database. And when you run a batch job, you need flashback database as well. Are we good?
Yep.
Okay. For the table, drop table, where in case you drop a table, in case there is an update with the wrong where clause, so you updated the wrong cells, you need to use flashback table. When you're comparing the current data against the data at some point in time, you use flashback query. So flashback queries, for example, let's give an example for flashback query. Okay, let's say you have a really big table, right? Let's say 20,000 rows, and you've been running a really long job. Let's say you've been updating 20,000 rows, and you only have the last 2 rows that are different, right? So you don't want to flashback table to a previous point in time where the table was totally different. Let's say you only want to compare 2 rows or even 2 cells, right? So you can flashback query to have access to the information the way it looked before you made the changes, right? Or let's say you only have 2 rows that are corrupt. Let's say the wrong data were inserted. So instead of using flashback table before doing all the changes to the table, you would only flashback query to be able to compare the changes between the 2 tables and apply and make the changes to the new table. Does it make sense? Flashback query is mainly for comparison purposes, right? It's to compare old data with new data.
Okay.
Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. TX is for locked table. So if a bad job ran, but not really sure of the object affected, so you can use flashback query. How would you do that? Okay, you can use flashback query as well. So it doesn't matter if a table is locked. You can use flashback query to view the state of that table back in time. But you cannot use flashback drop if the table is locked, for example, or flashback database. I mean, flashback database, if the database is open, you cannot even do it. So, or use flashback drop if the table is open. If the table is not is locked, you cannot. But you can use flashback query if a table is locked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any question on that page?
Not yet.
Any question, guys?
So you can flashback database, you can flashback a table, flashback test, TX, what's that? That's
It's for
text.
locked table. TX is for locked table. You can flashback query a locked table. So you can flashback to view that table at a specific point in time. I'm going to start calling people and ask them questions. Hello, Mary. Here. Go ahead, Anita, if you have a question.
So what do you mean like a locked table?
A locked, like the table is locked in exclusive mode, right?
Okay. Okay. So is this a privilege you also have to grant for other people?
What privilege?
To be able to flashback? Or it's only
yeah, you do it at this. Yes.
Okay. No one else can do it, right?
No.
Okay. And you don't have, can you grant the privilege to other people to do it?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Flashback table, but for flashback database, you need to have the 6 dBA privilege because you need to be able to shut down the database and you need to be able to mount the database to perform. So for flashback database, you need to do it at 6 dBA.
Okay.
But you can grant flashback on a specific table to a user or flashback any table to a user. But flashback database is only for 6 dBA.
Got it.
Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. Marie, Ronaldo, are you guys connected?
Yes, I'm right.
Do you have any question? Or should I give you, or should I be the one asking you questions? Do you have any question? If you don't, I have questions for you.
Is that a trick question?
No, like, if she doesn't have questions, then I have questions for her, right?
I don't have any. I have a question, but
I believe in you guys, so I know that some people, when they are silent, I don't want you to feel like to let it pass you by. So I'm going to ask you guys questions to make sure you understand. So any question?
Not now.
Okay, I have questions for Rinalda first and then for Marie. Okay. Okay, so earlier we talked about how they all depended on different things, right? So what does flashback table, where does it get the information for flashback table? We talked about it. Where does flashback table get the information when we flashback the table? This is for Rinalda. And if someone else has the answer, you can say it.
Can I answer, Merod?
No, you can't. Let. No, you can't answer. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm sure you'll have the answer. So Rinalda or Marie.
Yeah, from the recycle bin?
No. You're
No.
almost there, but no. Wrong
The
guess.
recycle pool?
Oh, no.
Sorry, Emerald. I was not close. I was not close by. I was taking care of the baby. I was in the room. Sorry.
That's what I told you. I knew that maybe you were distracted. That's why I know.
Oh, everybody distracted. But I'm here. It's just that I went.
It's okay. I know that you guys will be great DBA, so it's best to understand those things now.
Yeah.
So where does it get the information from?
It doesn't get it from the undo.
Thank you, Rinalda. Why do you say it so? Yes, from undo. Yes, it gets it from the undo. Right? Now, for Marie, where does it get when you issue flashback drop, right?
Yeah.
That table to before drop. Where does it get it from? You just said it earlier.
Recycle bin.
From the recycle bin, exactly.
That was not a real question. You gave an answer.
Yeah, right. At least now she'll remember, I'm sure.
No, that's a recycle bin, right? You're right.
Yes.
You see, I was really scared to answer, but I'll answer. Sorry. I'm here.
I'm sure she won't forget it. Okay, now for flashback database. That one is for everyone then. It's okay. It's the next page. If it didn't get in yet, then it will. So are we good with that page? Page 5?
Yes.
Hello, I have a question.
Go ahead.
How the last point under the table, the TX?
Yes.
How would you use flashback query to determine which objects have been affected when the batch job runs twice?
Okay, the TX is if the table is locked, right?
Yeah.
Now you can use flashback query to check how that database was before. Let's say a batch job runs twice and the table is locked, for example, right? The table is locked, right?
Yeah.
So you're not really sure of the objects that were affected. You're not really sure of the changes that were made. Now you can use flashback query to just view the data before, even though the table is locked. Are we good?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Thank you.
So even though that table is locked, it's getting the information from the previous table. I mean, from the same table, but at a different point in time.
So Emma,
yes,
I was muted. I want to ask a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, so if you drop a user and you are not quite sure when you drop the user, right? So based on what you said, can we use flashback query to see the time?
If you drop a user and you're not sure, you cannot use flashback query.
No, I'm saying you are not sure when you.
That's why you have auditing, right?
Mm-hmm.
To know that every time a user is dropped from a database, it's recorded, so that you will go to the audit trail and check when that user was dropped.
Okay.
Emerald, are we going to be doing some auditing, like actual practice?
We did in DB1 now.
We did?
Yes.
We didn't do it practically, Emerald.
I remember we
like
kind of
to go and actually do the research and.
Yeah, no, we didn't do it. It's not part of DB2, and it's not even part of project. So I guess that's on you. That's on you. But at least you have the information about it, so you can at least talk about it, right?
Okay.
Yep, it was, I think, chapter 11.
Yes, you can at least talk about it. Yes, but I
we
think
can
we
talk
did
about it. But if we go back to work and then something like that happens,
go back to your notes. I think we did. I'm pretty sure we did it in DB1, but you can always go back to the notes and check how it's done, like for fine grain auditing and all that.
No, all those stuff were done in our enterprise with the enterprise manager.
No, we did it manually. We did it manually.
okay, you can show us again, right? Like,
or I'll show you guys. I'll put it as part of the assignment, actually. Thank you for the idea. Right? Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So we are good for that for now, right? We can move on to page 6. We take the break at 8:30 and then we'll work on below stuff. Okay. Flashback database. The flashback database operation works like a rewind button for the database. Can be used in cases of logical data corruption made by users. So you make an error. Let's say you grant the wrong privileges to the wrong user, right? And the user goes and deletes an important table, right? Or a whole table space. So what will happen is that you will need to flash back the database to previous point in time, and the database would be back. Are we good?
But you said the user goes and so if he only goes and tempers on one table, you don't have to do the whole database.
You don't have to.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't have to.
Emma, what is just explained now? I think it's point in time recovery.
Yes, it's like point in time recovery, except that it doesn't require restoration. All the point in time recovery that we've been seeing so far require restoration, right? Whether Arman, right?
So when you flash back, you don't restore?
No, you don't really restore. We'll explain it. This is the next slide. We'll break this down. Really break this down. Are we good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, there it is. This is this image would help you understand this a little bit more, a lot more, by the grace of God. Okay, now flashback database architecture. So every time a change is made, right?
Right.
Because every change information are written to the blocks would be written to copied into the buffer cache first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the changes would be copied in the Redulog buffer, and then the log writer would write those changes into the Redulogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we enable flashback database, there will be the flashback buffer that will be created. Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. Flashback buffer would be created. And then the recovery writer would write the changes to the flashback logs. Are we good?
Okay, writer.
Yes. Now you guys notice the keyword here. One says every change and the other says not every change, right? So from the buffer cache to the Redulog buffer, every change, right, is after every change that the that after every change, all the changes are recorded in the Redulog buffer, right?
Right.
But for flashback buffer, it's not after every change, it's periodically. So sometimes it does record the changes to the flashback buffer, right? Mm-hmm. So it basically records all the blocks of the previous version of the data files, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I want you guys to take like 2 minutes to look at the architecture and ask questions. I know that it's not clear yet, but it should be clear by the time we are done with this. We can even spend 30 minutes on that page. I don't mind. So any question? Just read it and ask whatever question you have.
Emerald, please, what does RVWR mean?
Recovery writer.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is just showing us how it travels from the buffer cache to what?
From the buffer cache to the Redulog buffer, then to the Redulogs, right?
Yeah, then the final destination is what?
This is for the recovery process to flashback, right? We'll talk about it. Earlier, we talked about the fact that for flashback database, it needs both the flashback logs and the Redulogs.
Okay.
Right? Both are needed. Why? Because the flashback logs only contains the blocks that were changed periodically, for example. It's not after every SCN change that the changes are written. We know that with incremental checkpoint, it's every 3 seconds, right? Checkpoint takes place every 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
However, for flashback buffer, it's not after every single change that it's written in the flashback buffer, right? Even though it does contain older version, right? It contains information about the database, but the changes are not taken every time there is a change that is made. So since the changes are not recorded every time, when you perform flashback, when you flashback database, right? it will go back to a specific point. Let's say you flash back to SCN, blah, blah. You know that with recovery, you can recover to a specific SCN, right?
Mm-hmm.
With flashback, you can do that, but you wouldn't be able to do that because you can do that, but you wouldn't be able to do that without the redo logs, because the flashback logs, the flashback information are not taken all the time.
Yeah,
So
like
it's taken periodically. So it's not taken after a specific time. Are we good?
yes, ma'am.
Meaning that you wouldn't be able to, using the flashback logs, to recover to any STN. Are we good?
Yes, ma'am.
So you would need the information from the flashback logs to perform the point in time recovery, and then the redo logs would be applied to go to the exact SCN you're asking for. Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So,
Other example, if I can. So flashback logs, let's say, okay, first thing about flashback database is that you need to have the same data files. The way the database is, it needs to be at it needs to have the same state. So the same data files and control files, right? What happened is that the flashback logs are basically like a pill, a magic pill to make you 10 years younger, let's say, right? So basically, it's like you're giving a pill to the data to the database, and you become 10 years younger, and you look 10 years younger. Does it make sense? So it's still you. It's not your copy. It's not your backup. It's you, right? Are you guys following?
Yeah.
It's the exact same database. It's the exact same controlled files, the exact same files, except that it's bringing it back in time. It's like a magic pill. It brings you back to 2 days ago, 3 hours ago, right? And then, but the thing is that, let's say, if it's a magic pill, the magic pill can only bring you back to 10 years. It cannot bring you back to 10 years and 2 months or 10 years and 3 months, right? So for you to go back to 10 years and 2 months, you need to apply the redo logs from that time, or the archive logs information from that time. Does it make sense?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So does that mean, let's say for instance, you give the wrong privilege to someone and then he goes and messes up the whole database, pretty much. He deletes files and then he tampers with the structure of the database. So in that case, do you have to do the flashback tables first and then you do the flashback database?
No, if it's a database that is crashed, you need to do flashback database.
But you said that it has to have the exact same files in order to do the...
Oh, you mean someone messes up the files, like delete the files?
Yeah, delete the files and, you know, like just delete the tables.
Okay, if someone deletes the file, the only thing to do is point in time recovery, user manage or RMAN.
Okay.
That's the only option. You cannot use flashback database with when the files are missing. You need restoration. Since the files are missing, it requires restoration. You don't have any other option. The advantage of flashback database is that you can avoid restoration and the time it takes to perform restoration, right?
Okay, so when you say delete files, that would be like,
let's say you
physically,
drop a
right?
Yes, physically you drop a table space, including the data files. Yes.
Okay, but then if you drop table, then that will be deleting logically.
Yes.
Then in that case, you don't really need to do the recovery.
Exactly.
Okay.
You drop a table, you're fine. So the flashback logs is the same database, same data files. It's just that it makes it all younger, right? It brings it to an earlier state, right? And then if you're asking for a specific SCN, it will apply the recovery. The recovery will take place to bring you back that exact SCN. So for flashback database, both needs to come together. Flashback logs and ready logs, they both need to be applied.
So is this the answer to your previous question? what you
Yes,
need
that's
to do flashback database. So you need the flashback
flashback.
logs and the redo logs.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the reason why you need both is because flashback logs, they don't contain the exact all the change for every SCN, right? They don't have the status of the database at each SCN, but the redo logs do have the information at any SCN. Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sure we're good? Guys, are we good? We can take a break. Let's take a 20-minute break. We come back at 55. We good?
Okay.
We come
It's better we do it one. For me, oh.
Who's that? Who's that? Arman?
Brian.
Oh,
But
Brian.
for me. But for any other person, it's okay. It's okay any other time.
Yeah, I feel like, since it's new information, it's good to let them process first, and then we come back.
Okay, ma'am.
So just process it, and then I'll come back and ask you questions. This is basically it. If you understand this part, you understand the fact that flashback drop requires, you need recycle bin information, and the table shouldn't be, the recycle bin should not be purged. And you understand that flashback table needs undo data, you're good for flashback.
So I also see that arrow at the bottom. So does that mean it gathers information from the flashback logs first before getting the information from the redo logs?
Exactly. It first the flashback logs that are applied to the database.
Okay.
The flashback logs are first applied, and then to bring it to a specific SCN, the redo logs are then applied.
Okay.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's take a 20-minute break. And Koji, you can share your screen now.
So yeah, are you guys seeing my screen? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Emerald? Emerald?
Okay, hello.
Hello?
Okay, you're connected to ORCL? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, archive destination /valida/76 back. Oh. Change the archive destination change the archive destination. My guess would be that you cannot write the archive logs for two databases in the exact same destination.
Okay, so let me change it in the P file.
Yes, change the P file. So just change the init ORCL3. Change the archive log destination to a different directory. You can create another directory. You can change.
Can I put the FRA?
No, don't put Don't put FRA, put a different, because you already have the DB recovery file destination. Or what you can do is just remove that parameter, because it's sending it exactly to that directory, basically. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So let me remove it.
Yes, you can remove it. It sends it exactly to this directory. That's basically it. So when Arman has two of them in different in the same directory, it brings confusion. So you can save it. Or what you could have done is just create another directory for your archive logs and send them.
Okay.
So delete the XP file. And then run it again.
Really? Okay.
Startup, no mount. Copy and paste.
I accept.
I think that because Arman wouldn't send the archive logs of two different databases in the same directory, then if it still fails, we're gonna see. Because I would think that Arman would actually create the other, like for FRA, right? It creates TLS demo, it creates ORCL3, but it looks like it doesn't even create it.
I forgot to delete the expired archive log.
Oh, let's see. You didn't? I thought you did.
No, I didn't.
I think before the break there was another issue that was happening. Okay, let's just see if it
was the same error.
No, there was ORCL was there was something with the /oradata/ okay, let's just see what it says. I just remember that there was another problem, is that the input data file name, output data file name. Okay. Okay, it's right after this. Okay, it's good. It went through, I think.
You think?
I think you're good.
Emerald, you need to help me. Oh.
I can't believe this.
Yeah, I think it's good. Yes, it's good.
I can't believe this. It finished for 2 days. I haven't slept. I was even reluctant to text you because I know you were not going to reply.
Come on, don't say that.
What was the issue?
So Anita, you were right. The destination for the archive log.
Oh, you needed to take that out, right?
Yeah. So I took it out.
You're good.
Wow. So we're just going back and forth. Okay. Thank you, Emerald. So I think I'm good. All right.
Emerald, please, can I share my screen? One quick second. I just wanted you to explain something to me.
Okay.
Where's Renata? Renata.
Yeah, waiting for Emerald.
Okay. So I wanted to know, what is this thing? Like, because I have the TLS-DMO, and then test says it's my standby database.
Okay, the two databases are sharing the same DB ID. So what?
I have that same issue.
Okay, so what do I need to do? Just unregister test?
Yeah, register both database and then register them. Register TLS-DMO, and then when you connect to test, let me guess, test is your ARCAD database.
What do you mean?
Is it your recovery catalog database?
No, it's ARCAD.
Okay. So unregister both database and register one. And then when you test, make sure that you are connected to test. Yes.
I have the same issue. Anita.
Yeah.
If you try to unregister test, right, you won't need to unregister TLS-DMO. Then both they will both unregister because they have the same DB ID.
Yes, unregistered. Okay. Yes, unregistered.
Oh, I could just stay in there, right, and unregister, or do I have to like log in?
In as ORCL.
Or I have to be connected?
Yes, connect to Arman. You're good. You're connected to ARCAD.
Okay.
ARCAD 1C.
What happened now?
ARCAD 1C.
Oh, geez. Okay. So unregister?
Yes.
I thought you want to unregister TLS-DMO or test.
Unregistered database. You just put unregistered database.
Wait, so I have to be connected in TLS-DMO, right?
Connect to TLS-DMO.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Just set DB ID.
Or I could also do that.
Mm-hmm.
SQL.
Already.
No, it's not. The instance is not started. You need to mount. Open your database.
Start up. Just start up.
Yes.
Emerald,
Yes.
when you register a database, do you have to register also the catalog? Do you also have to catalog the data, the backup of that database?
If you want, you don't have to, but if you want, you can do that.
Oh.
Or you can just take another back connect to recovery catalog.
Say it again. I didn't hear you.
Or you can just take another backup. Okay. Register data and register.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so now can I just check?
Register again.
Okay. Okay, now let me just check this.
Yes, DB underscore.
Okay, good. Thank you.
And when you connect to test, make sure you connect as test.
Okay.
It does that when Arman thinks that you're connected as another database because it reads from the instance.
Okay, so why did it say, what did it say again?
It shows the same
Why
DB.
did it say standby?
Exactly. Arman assumes that they are both, one is the primary and the other one is the standby database, meaning a clone of the other database. Because when you connected, Arman confused the two databases because of the way you connected.
Okay.
So use the of TLS demo, but you were connected as test.
Emerald?
Yes.
Auntie Emerald, can you have a class on Sunday? I don't want to beg it privately, just a few people so that we can just revise something behind just for this week.
I think before the exam, maybe.
Emerald, my problem is not exam because I'll always pass your exam.
Oh.
But my problem now is, can you help me on Sunday and with the people who want to attend that on Sunday so that I can follow the class today? Just the 5 days class, I'm lacking. Not even up to 5 days, just the 5 days I haven't opened my laptop. I just need help, please.
Okay. I'll see. I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you.
So Emerald, it gave that database the same DB ID. Where does it get the DB ID from?
Arman, that's the thing, right? The DB ID gets from the instance. You get the DB ID from the instance. So because you connected using the other instance, Arman read the other database in the TLS demo instance when you were connected as test.
Okay.
And the primary and the standby database, they would both have the same DB ID, even though they would have different DB unique name. So that's why Arman would logically think that, okay, since they have the same DB ID but a different DB unique name, then one must be the primary and the other one must be the standby.
Okay, all right. So I guess Renata, if she's there, she can share her screen, right?
Yeah, share your.
Hello, class.
Natu.
Yeah,
Hey,
Anita.
hey.
Hi, Natu.
Hi.
Natu, I thought you were kidnapped.
That's what happened now. I escaped.
Wow, congrats. Another is not.
I'm the one sharing the screen.
Oh. Sorry.
So Emma, this is where I get my problem. I don't know what's wrong.
Okay, connect to test. Or you're connected to test?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you open test?
Okay. So,
Alter database open.
Emma, my database is open.
Okay, now go back, exit, and connect back to Arman. You can just use the arrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Catalog. I hope it's the right password.
Yep.
Ronaldo, really?
Your catalog database was shut down.
No, it was mounted. Ronaldo, really?
Oh, that's not what you think.
Hmm?
That's not what you think.
What should I think?
Okay, thank you.
I didn't do anything.
I'm going to pick that one on your left hand.
Excuse me?
I said, that's a left hand work.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, now we are back to flashback database. Natu, do you have any question?
Really, Emma, I can't ask any question because I'm really lacking. So I'm just following.
That's why I'm asking, so that you can catch up.
No, I cannot catch up right now. Not now.
Okay. Okay, so who can try to recap what we've seen so far on flashback database? Okay, I'm going to ask the questions and you guys answer. Okay, so for flashback database, right? What's flashback database? What do we do?
You're bringing back the database to a previous time.
Yes, to a previous time, right?
Yep.
What is needed to be able to perform a point-in-time recovery using flashback database?
We need
You
a
need
flashback log and the redo logs.
Right. Can you explain what does take place first?
Database has to be in flashback mode, right?
Right. That's the very first thing. The database needs to be in a flashback mode. The morning class are crashing in.
I'm not morning, I'm afternoon now.
Oh my God. Oh my
You're
God.
not first morning, Jalo.
Koji.
I'm not going to even give us a little bit of credit.
Come on.
Don't worry, Bello. We know that we are more than them. So
I know.
Oh, somebody there, really not you just came in.
I know you're more than them. So don't worry, guys.
You guys are good. Come on. Okay. What is necessary? Okay. The database needs to be in flashback mode. And then what takes place first? What is applied first? When
flashback log.
The
Flashback log.
Right. The flashback logs are applied first, and then the redo log. Right?
Emerald, I have a question.
Go ahead.
So actually saw somewhere that you need to have the 6 DBA privilege to be able to do the flashback.
Yes. If you were here earlier, we say that.
Yes.
Okay.
To do flashback database, you need this 6 DBA privilege because you need to be able to shut down the database and mount it. And we know that only 6 DBA or 6 Upper has that privilege. Any user with DBA privilege cannot shut down the database, right? Mm-hmm. With the DBA role. Now, however, you can grant flashback any table to a different user, to any user, basically, if it's granted by a user with that privilege of the grant option. So it's only for flashback database that it requires 6 DBA. But for flashback table, it doesn't require the 6 DBA privilege. Are we good?
Yes, ma'am.
Flashback only on one. You can use flashback as an object privilege and as a system privilege. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So if flashback is not an object, what is it? Is it a privilege?
Its flashback is not an object.
Yeah, you just said. I asked you said it's not an object.
Yes.
So
it's a feature. It's a feature that allows you to perform point-in-time recovery.
I didn't get to come again, please.
It's a feature that allows you to perform point-in-time recovery.
Okay.
So it is not an object.
So like a database tool.
Exactly. It's a tool, a feature. Exactly.
Okay.
So you can give that privilege to a user, to a user to
you
perform.
Cannot flashback table only.
Okay, flashback table.
Yes. But for flashback database, it has to be 6 DBA.
Okay.
Or 6 upper. Are we good?
Yes, ma'am.
Any question? This is the last page that we will be spending time on. The rest of it is we just go through it. We good with that page?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I have another question then, since we're good. Why do we need to apply the redo logs information after applying the flashback logs?
In the database where you want it or to bring it every time.
Why?
Because you are bringing the data, you are applying the redo logs to bring it the way you want it before the changes was being made.
Because you want the SCN number. You want the SCN number.
The SCN number.
The specific SCN number.
Yeah.
Exactly, because you want to get to a specific SCN number. Because for flashback logs, the changes are not made, are not recorded every time, right? It's done periodically. But for the SCN, we know that for the redo log, know that every SCN, after every SCN, the changes are recorded. Are we good?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now let's see the comparison between both. I don't know if I can. Okay. Okay. Flashback database reduces restore time simply because the flashback logs, applying the archive, the flashback logs replaces the restoration. Are we good?
Okay.
So you can compare flashback database to what we did in chapter 5, point-in-time recovery. You know, we needed to restore after crashing the database, right? We needed to restore and then to perform recovery, right? To go.
Yes.
But for flashback database, we don't need to restore. We just need to apply the flashback logs and flashback database to a specific SCN, and we'll be able to prepare the database to the previous state. Are we good?
Yes. No, actually, sort of. So you mentioned earlier that you at what point do you have to enable flashback?
At what point?
Yeah, to enable flashback mode.
You enable flashback mode if you want the database to be in flashback mode. I'm not sure I'm following what you mean by at what time.
Like because the flashback logs, it doesn't record that like are very often. So it means like it kind of selects what it wants to.
But by often, it means that it's not as frequently as the redo log files, but it does record the information often enough, basically. It's just that for you to go to a specific SCN, and you know that the SCN changes every second. It's just that for you, even less than every second. It's just that for you to go back to perform that specific point in time recovery, you would need more than the flashback logs. But when the database is in flashback mode, right?
Right.
You would still be able to perform the flashback to any SCN you want. Just that you just need to understand that in the background, both come together to work. Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So will you say like the flashback logs takes more space than the redo logs?
What do you mean take more space? Okay, there are two things.
Does it occupy more space?
No.
And also like the flashback logs, are they saved on disk?
Okay. First, for your database to be in flashback mode, you first need to have your database in archive log mode. So without archive log mode, you cannot have your database in flashback mode.
Okay. Now I get it.
Now you get it? Now for flash, I thought I said it, but sometimes I forget. I say stuff in the morning and I forget in the evening. I'm sorry. And for flashback logs, so the flashback logs would be recorded where in the fast recovery area, right? Okay. So considering the fact that the flashback information are recorded less often than the redo log files, than the redo information, flashback log would take less space, right? Third point, the flashback logs are not as a priority as the archive logs, meaning that if the space is being managed, right? Automatically managed. And the FRA is almost full, right?
Mhm.
The flashback logs would first be deleted before deleting the archive logs. Are we good?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Did that?
So the flashback logs, right? When it records the information, does it like record the whole database, or does it just record like the changes?
It
Not like the
records
read logs.
the blocks in the data file header and in the control file. So it basically records the information of the database as it is. We good?
So I don't know why you say it takes less space though.
It takes less space because it's recorded less often.
Okay.
But it does take space. It does take resources. It does take a lot of resources, like 20%, I believe.
Okay.
The other thing is that the flashback logs will only last the duration of the are only good for the duration of the flashback retention target time, right? After past that time, you wouldn't be able to flash back. So it's only as long as it's within the flashback retention target, which is measured in seconds, right? So it can be like something like 3 hours, 1 day, if you're really being extra, or 2 days, but not more than that. But you can keep your archive logs for 14 days, even forever, right?
Right.
So archive logs do take much more space.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm kind of changing the subject here. So how about rollback? Rollback, how long after how long can you roll back?
That's a very good. What does rollback information rely on?
Undo.
Undo.
Undo, right?
Oh,
When you rely on undo, and you can only roll back after issuing a DML, right?
Right.
You roll back a DML, but you cannot roll back a DDL.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you commit, right? Can you roll back after you commit?
No.
No. Okay. Okay.
You cannot.
So in that case, you can do a flashback.
Yes.
Okay.
Flashback is for DDLs, or if you already committed.
Okay. All right.
And rollback is before committing, or you can roll back to save point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we good?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. Okay. Okay, configuring flashback database. Configure the FRA. So the database needs to be in archive log mode. Set the retention target and enable flashback database. So you need to shut down the database, so you have to be 6DBA. Startup mount. After the database open, after the database archive log. If your database is not already in archive log mode, but by chapter 10, I'm expecting everybody to have all of the database in archive log mode. Then after system set db_flashback_retention_target equals 2880 in seconds, scope equals both. Then after database flashback on, then after database open. So you can flashback your database when it's open or when it's mounted, depending if it's archive log mode or not. Are we good? We good, guys?
No.
Yes.
Hold on. So you can do what?
you can put your database in flashback mode when it's open and when it's mounted.
Okay.
We good?
Yes.
Yes.
To flashback mounted in exclusive mode. So you need to mount your database. Okay, so there are different options. The first one is with Arman. You can flashback database to a specific time, right? And you specify the date. And then the second Arman, you can flashback database to the SCN and flashback database to a sequence. So this is nothing new. We've seen that already. I mean, not flashback, but using the time and the SCN and the sequence, right? And then you can also use SQL, flashback database to timestamp, and flashback database to SCN, and flashback database to restore point, right? We'll be creating a restore point earlier, later, when we'll be doing the practice. Okay.
Okay, doing it with SQL and Arman, which is more advantageous?
I mean, I always do SQL.
SQL, okay.
Yes, but you can do both, use both options, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, to review the changes, read only open database. So before opening the database with reset log, because you will have to open the database with reset logs, you want to first open the database in read only mode to check if the changes that you were looking for are there, right? And then finally, you would open the database with reset. Are we good?
I have a stupid question.
There's
so, so for flashback, right? To do flashback, you need to have a backup somehow.
Yes.
Okay.
To do flashback, no, you don't need any backup.
You don't?
You don't. There is no restoration taking place.
Okay, so you don't need a backup.
Because we rely on redo logs, right?
Okay.
Only on redo logs?
I'm saying because you rely on redo logs, right?
Wrong.
Why wrong?
Because it's not correct.
Because it relies on the flashback logs and the redo logs.
Exactly. You need to specify both. You cannot just say that flashback relies on the redo logs. It doesn't rely on the redo logs. Just with information, you cannot back the database.
Okay.
You need backlogs and the redo logs and the database in flashback mode. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the reason why it doesn't need a backup.
Excuse me?
So that's the principal reason why flashback doesn't need a backup, right?
Restoration, exactly. There is no restoration needed.
Okay. So that Arman command, do you have to like put run before, or you just type it as it is?
You can just type it as it is.
Okay. So it's not like a script or anything.
Exactly.
I know you can create your own scripts in Arman. So can you create a script for that and then like edit the script whenever you want to?
Yes. You can always do that.
And what about if you put run in front of this command? What will happen? It won't work.
It will work.
Okay.
You can use a run block with one command in it. It will still run. Are we good?
Yes.
Yes.
Excluding table spaces from flashback database. Alter table space, flashback on. So we said earlier that your database can be in flashback mode, but then some of the table spaces are off, are not in flashback mode. So that when you want to perform a point in time recovery, the whole database would be brought back in time except for the table spaces that are not in flashback mode. So this is basically a way to select the table spaces that you would flash back and the ones that you wouldn't flash back. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. Select table space name, flashback_on from video.tablespace. Take the tablespace offline before you perform the flashback database recovery. Drop the tablespace or recover the offline file with traditional cleaning time recovery. Okay.
And then if you want to do it for tables, you just have to change it to table, right?
Put a tablespace not in flashback mode.
But can you just put a specific table? Do you have to put like the whole table space?
Yes, just the tablespace.
Okay.
We're good?
Yes.
Flashback database consideration. When the flashback database operation completes, open the database. In read-only mode to verify that the correct target time or SCN was used, with a reset log option to allow DML. The opposite of flashback is recover. You cannot use flashback database in the following situation. Like we said, you cannot use flashback if you restore the control files or if you created new control files, right? A tablespace has been dropped, a data file has been reduced in size. So, like it says, the opposite of flashback is recover. So you know that, you guys notice that when we recover, right? You guys know that we would apply sequence 44, then apply sequence 45, then apply sequence 47, then apply sequence 49, 48, right?
Yes.
So for flashback, it would be the same, but the opposite. So it would apply flashback, it would apply sequence 43, then sequence 42, then sequence 41, then sequence 40, then sequence 39, and go back, right? So if you have new control files that don't have those information, that it cannot go back, or if they are restored from a previous backup that do not have those sequence information, you know that it cannot be used, right?
Yes.
And if the data file is different, or if the tablespace has been dropped, it means that there are data files that are not read, that cannot be read anymore, right? That are no longer part of the database, even though they are not deleted physically, but logically they are gone. They're not part of the database anymore. Are we good?
Okay.
Yes.
So that last point, does that mean that you can do a flashback to an orphan incarnation?
Yes, use the before reset log clause to flashback to before the last reset logs. Yes, you flashback to
just the last one, right?
Yes.
Can it be like a previous one?
No.
Okay.
It's only as long as it's within the flashback retention target.
Okay.
Right? Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. You better be. Last summary, in this lesson, you should have learned how to configure flashback database, perform flashback database operation, monitor flashback database. So we say that what is needed, just a reminder for Natu. For flashback table, it needs undo information. For flashback drop, it needs the recycle bin, information from the recycle bin. If the recycle bin is purged, we won't be able to use flashback drop. We will need to use flashback database to recover a dropped table, right?
Yes.
And flashback table will need the undo information, right? If the information no longer cannot be recovered, are not in the undo retention, we will need to flash back the whole database to restore that table. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. Now we're going to do the practical. I need a student ID.
173.
Did we talk about restore point? We talked about it, right? Okay, restore point. Okay. Let me connect to TLSDMO.
I'm looking for someone.
Sorry guys, it's coming from my side. Okay, so you want to shut down immediate first. Well, it's taking a while. I'll try to be quick. Then we can finish early today.
Early? It's 9:25.
It's already 9:30.
I know.
So early.
Sometimes
10 minutes early.
Right? So finishing at 9:40 is actually early.
So you think we take 10 minutes?
Yeah. But from seeing the way it's taking 5 minutes to shut down, I'm not sure. Maybe we might be here until 10:30.
Oh, don't say that.
Okay, let me start up mount. So you want to start up mount your database and then check if it's in archive log mode. Marie, I'm expecting from you that the database is in archive log mode.
Yes.
Okay, so it's in archive log mode. Good. So we don't need to alter the database archive log. Right?
Yes.
So just to double check, for here you don't have to specify a FRA, backup location, because you don't need backup, right?
No, you don't.
Okay.
Archive log mode. So alter database flashback on. Now the database is in flashback mode, right?
Right.
Then let's show parameter flashback. Okay. So DB underscore flashback retention target is set to 1440. So we are going to alter system, set the DB underscore target, blah, blah, equals to 3 hours. So then 800, I believe. Scope equals both. Okay, now we're good, right? Let's show parameter flashback again. Okay, so alter database.
So Emerald,
Yes.
question.
Yes.
So because you set the DB flashback retention target to 3 hours, so you can flash back up to 3 hours.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Past 3 hours, we wouldn't be able to do anything.
Right.
We need to use point in time recovery, restoration. Okay, so I'm going to create a user. Wait, do I want to create a user now? Okay. Let me just select current underscore SCN from $B database. Okay, I'm going to write it, put it somewhere. Because this morning I had to go in the alert log and check for the time approximate. Okay. Now I'm going to create user Marie identified by Marie. Brand resource connect to Marie. Oh, that's not the name. Okay, I didn't spell the Marie right. Okay, now I'm going to create a table. Create table evening or class. No. Create table Marie.class as select all from HR.departments. Okay, now the table is created, right? Let's select all from Marie.class. She's there, right? Now, we are going to flash back the whole database to the time when before Marie was created, right? So what you want to do is to shut down immediate. Wait, I forgot to check the SCN. Oh my goodness.
I thought you did.
Okay, let me just start up again. No, I checked the SCN to be 4 because I want to flash back to, okay, let me create a restore point actually.
I'm confused. Why do you have to take another SCN?
No, because the first one is before I created Marie, right? The second one,
okay.
Marie and the table, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to create a restore point. Restore point is basically the same as, almost the same as save point, except that the restore point is for flashback and say basically for DDLs. I mean, for flashback, and save point is for rollback, right? So DMLs. Okay. Create restore point evening underscore point. Okay, restore point created. Let's write down this restore point somewhere as well, so we don't forget. Okay, now I can shut the database. Shut down immediate. Okay, now I'm going to startup mount. Okay, now I'm going to restore, no, flashback database to SCN. SCN here.
For the 6.
Thank you. Now I'm going to open the database in read-only mode, right? Now I'm going to choose my bureau. So select all from Marie.class. I said from with my mouth, but I didn't type it. Okay. From
you're going so fast.
Class. Okay. Table of view does not exist, right?
Yes.
Why?
Because the SCN she used was before she created Marie table.
Okay.
So
right,
what's the use of the restore point? I'm confused. Like why?
She didn't get the SCN after she created Marie's table, so she used a restore point. So if she used the restore point after when she's doing the flashback, it's going to bring her after she created the Marie table.
I need not two. Send your DBA. Exactly. That's why we use the. This would be
so for the restore point, you don't need SCN. Okay, got it.
Yes, because it would save the SCN directly. The SCN would be saved, even though you don't save it, it would save the SCN at when you use restore point, when you create a restore point. Good?
Good.
Yeah.
Now let's shut down immediate again. Startup mount. Flashback database to restore point evening underscore point. Alter database read only. Open read only. Okay, now we are going to select all from Marie.class.
Okay.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we flash back the table for a different point in time. But after that, you can alter database dismount, and alter database open reset log, or just shut down startup mount and then alter database open reset logs. So that's basically it. This is where we ended with, we stopped with the morning class approximately. So just make sure that you have the SCN, and if you don't have the SCN, then you have to go to alert log and check the time before you shut down the database to try to perform a point in time recovery by converting the SCN, by converting the timestamp to an SCN number, right? Any question?
So Emerald, instead of using the restore point, you can get the SCN number after you created the table.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if you didn't get it like you did, you can set the restore point.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I can flash back to all these two as long as it's not within 3 hours, right? As long as.
Correct.
Are you good?
Yes.
Okay. Also, I wanted to add something. We don't really have an assignment. So that one is just, you do your own practice flashback. Just practice it on your own because it wouldn't work. So here we don't have any assignment. So the assignment is basic. I will give you an assignment on Friday just to practice that. So next class, we'll be working on more of those flashback, like maybe for an extra hour, do all the types of flashback. And then we start chapter 11. It's not a lot. I mean, it's not rushing. Chapter 11 is just, we will just be going back to backups, basically. Backup strategy, I believe it is. Yeah, Aman backup and Frontab. This is something it's really not long to do. So we'll finish, I mean, we are done with flashback, but we'll do other examples and then we'll do Frontab. Frontab is really, someone was asking, how do we set the time? How do we schedule backup without Enterprise Manager, right?
Mm-hmm.
We use Frontab. So it's simple. Frontab is very simple. It can take even 30 minutes. Okay. Also, some of you were not here, so the morning class, they want some extra, like they want to be assessed because they feel like it's overwhelming. So I think on next Monday I'll give you guys a mini exam. So that
am I right?
Yes.
I don't know. Let me just say my mind. You mostly take stuff from morning class, and I feel like you're dictating to us how they feel.
I asked you guys the question. How do you feel about it?
No, I'm talking because the other time you came up with this idea of Friday. We're all cool with that. Monday and Wednesday, we came up with this idea of Friday that the morning class said they are bored on Friday. So we agreed. Now,
they said
they are bored, really?
Now you're talking about they need to be assessed and you want to still assess us. I don't know what's really.
You guys are the same class. In case you don't know, it's the same class.
I know, but I don't.
It's just that some people only.
But I'm just saying, Mama, I just think you're just dictating to us their mind. That's just how I feel.
So you feel like you're up to date? You feel like you don't need to be assessed at all?
Emma, that's not what he's saying.
That's
I
not what
understand
I'm
what coach
saying,
is saying. Actually, we feel uncomfortable telling us all the time that the morning class said that, the morning class want that.
Right.
You know, you can just tell us that. Do you guys want to have an assessment of what? You don't need to tell us that the morning class did this, the morning class said that. We really feel uncomfortable.
What's actually going on? I have to tell you what's going on.
I don't think it's wrong. It's wrong for her to say that.
Of course not. I don't see what.
Actually good for us, for all of us.
But you guys are not really. You guys are missing my point. My point is, I feel like we are being controlled by the morning class, not by Emerald schedule or the activity. I just feel like we are being controlled or we are being dictated by them.
Well, that's why she runs it by us first before you see what she.
You guys don't really bring back. If you bring up something, I will bring it to them as well. The thing is that I asked you, we took an hour to talk about what you guys think can be done to improve, right? Some people said, I think Fali said, some people are making jokes. If that, those are things that you guys, you can work on, right? But if the morning class feel like they really, really need to be assessed, they feel like they might be following behind. I'm not going to tell them, no, I cannot let you do that. Or I cannot assess them and not assess you guys. That shouldn't be fair to you guys either.
Emerald.
Yes.
Emerald, well, for me.
You guys are the same class,
yeah,
by the way.
Emerald, for me, well, it's not bad. It's very, very good. We need to be assessed to know our level of education, our level of the study we're doing right now. We need to be assessed of that. So for me, it's really good. So, but Bello, I also want to explain something. Emerald the class started in the morning. So from the morning, they pick up in the morning, and from there we will know when to do whatever thing. Emerald from the morning, when he ends in the morning, that's the same time we start in the afternoon or evening. That's how we started. So, and where he ends is the same way they ends in the morning. So from the morning, he knows what he's going to do in the evening. So, but for me, I don't really think that is a bad idea. But sometimes, Emerald, like, if you feel like, if you discuss with the morning class that you're going to have that on Monday, please also ask us, just ask us if we want that to be on Tuesday or Wednesday. Let's just put that on the
The morning class when, though? I told them
that.
on Monday. I didn't ask them.
Yeah, okay. So,
they were thinking at Friday, but I told them, no, we have to finish chapter 11 on Friday.
And then the time is too short. Why don't you put it on Wednesday? For me to take our evening class too.
The thing is, okay, they came up with Friday. I told them I couldn't do it on Friday because I want us to finish chapter 11 because all of those are, honestly, to me, they are related. From chapter 1, okay, from chapter 5 to 11. So if you guys can do everything from chapter 1 to 11, and then we move on to data encryption, which is different. I understand that chapter 13 is totally different. And data pump 2 is, just data pump again. But data encryption is different. So if you can take a break at chapter 11 and then assess ourselves, like, how are we doing? Because data encryption can be, well, it's different, right?
Emerald, this stuff is not about rushing. For me, it's not about rushing. It's all about for us to gain some things, right?
Exactly.
So if we are to write it on Monday, because I just learned you were saying something about Monday, we are starting at chapter 11, right?
No, We are doing chapter 11 next class on Friday. That's why.
On Friday. Okay, but what we discussed on Friday, because most of our people failed to attend the class on Friday, because you said the class on Friday was supposed to be a revision something. Something we have taught is not something new.
Right.
But am I saying something? But the last class we did something new. Bello wasn't even there. I think it was Bello or who wasn't even there, because they were asking me.
Yeah, I wasn't there too.
Yes, they were asking me, hey, Friday is a class for us to do the revision, or is a class for us to bring a new topic? So for me, I think what we discussed, let's face it that way. Emerald, please, let's move in the same page with the morning class. I love the morning class. Why I love the morning class is because they are very interactive too. I love them. See, we are all the same.
Right,
but
exactly.
Because we are coming for the evening class, it doesn't mean we don't love the morning to come in the morning. But it's because of our schedule. That was the reason they said the morning or the evening. You can go for whatever thing you want. So please, I'm just begging, if there's Friday, because you were talking about Friday, so you just make it clear for us. Is Friday gonna be an official class day for people to make their schedule? Because some of my group, they were like thinking like Friday is like a day that they just do like a revision or something of the past thing. So they were telling like, oh, we'll meet up, we'll ask the group, we'll catch up from the group. But when they learned that the group, we did chapter 9 on the Friday, they were like, hey, how? So too much question. So I don't know if Friday is a class or is Friday a revision for the past things we have done.
Have class on Friday, just like we can have revision on Monday. Last Monday, we didn't do anything new, it was revision.
But now we just want to get it. On Monday, we are prepared. You know, when you are prepared Monday, they want to have their class. It's not about them having their revision. It just happened that way that we have a revision. It's an unforeseen circumstance.
Like any day within, actually, it's after we do a chapter, we can take one day off. So we won't be having, for example, class revision on Monday, then class day, then revision on Friday. If the material we covered, for example, today, it's not enough to be having a whole class off, for example.
I love the exam even now. I love to even have that exam now. But my reason being
that... I thought you said you were going to give us as a group, and then we'll go do it as a group.
Yes, I will give you guys as a group for the weekend, and then on Monday, you will be assessed. Now, if you don't...
For me, Emerald, I don't want to take... For me, Emerald, I don't want to take that point of being the Monday class, being on Monday, being on this. So please, just accept us as a group on another day apart from that Monday, please.
Okay. Then
just focus on Wednesday. Just focus on the evening class. If the evening class decide on Monday, then that's fine. If they decide, just take the evening class or put like the opinion too, please.
Okay.
Wait, so I don't quite understand how this is gonna go. You give it to us for the weekend. We work on it, and then on Monday we come and answer it individually, or like
individually.
Individually.
Yeah, that's fine.
Then you take the exam yourself, right? You worked on it this weekend, and then on Monday you'll do it yourself, so that you can have an idea of the exam.
Okay. So do we need to clear our servers, like, because are we going to be creating databases and stuff?
Yes, just check your, make sure you have enough space in Flash Aura Data and Flash UO1.
Okay.
Are we good, guys? Honestly, Koji and Ronaldo, you guys are the same class. There is no comparison here. There is no jealous of the morning class. Okay? It's just because they came up with an idea, and they really are concerned about that. They want to make sure that when they get the job, they actually are good at what they will be doing. And I'm sure this is what you guys want too, right? And the morning class, they're like 60. You guys are 20. So there is like, the majority, they are more than you guys as well. So when we come up with when they come up with something, I cannot say, okay, I come and I asked you when I started the class, I told you guys, okay, what do you guys have to say about it? You guys express yourselves, but nobody talked about the fact that they might need to be assessed. Nobody mentioned that. So now when I come, I can tell you that, okay, they offered Friday. I said, no, I cannot do it on Friday because we have a schedule. We're actually late. We are like 1 week late, 1 week behind, or 2 weeks behind. So we are not rushing. My class, we were much far. We were like, what? It was already, DB2 were already done like that. So we are not rushing. It's just that I want to make sure that you guys actually know what you're doing so that all the people who actually take this DB2 seriously, we won't lose their job, right? Because they will know what they'll be doing. So I'm not here to offend anyone, of course.
Ms. Emerald.
Okay, Emerald.
You refer to the morning class a lot, though, and you know, like you need to see that some of us might take it a little personally.
So you guys take it personally?
Yeah.
Emerald, you saying that the morning class said they wanted to be assessed, and they said they wanted to be assessed on Friday, and you said no, you're gonna do it on Monday. It means you guys took the decision even before you came to inform us. For me, I think what you were supposed to answer them is that I've heard what you guys said. I'm going to discuss with the evening class so that we should agree on something. But you guys concluded, and that's always what you guys are doing. You guys concluded in the morning class and just come and throw the news to us. It doesn't work like that.
That makes sense. Mr. Moro, she has a point though.
Even for the Friday class, you guys, they proposed that we want the Friday class, You said yes to them for the Friday class before you came to consult us. So at that point, even our opinion were not even important because either we say yes or no, you were to go for the class.
Okay, if at all Emerald just did it with the morning class, they have the assessment. And these people, we all communicate, we are in the same class, and they come communicate with you. Oh, Emerald gave us a test to assess us. How will you guys feel? And
that's not the problem. That's not the problem. The problem is not that. That's not the point what we are mentioning. If you guys request something,
right,
as when we request something, we are expecting that we hear from you guys before we take a decision. That's the same thing. If you guys request something, she's supposed to say, okay, I've heard your point. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to talk to the evening class so we all agree on something. Then she comes and throws the question to us and we all agree on one point. They take the decision all together, but not agree with you people before coming to tell us.
I agree with you entirely what you just said. You have a point there. What I'm saying is, this morning what happened is one of the guys said, oh, we wanted you to assess. They didn't put you guys into consideration, the morning class, obviously. They were not talking about you guys because they don't know your situation, what you guys wanted and everything. So they brought it to Emerald. The way Emerald, I think, communicated it to you, that's where the problem comes in. But I believe if Emerald had just said and just went with the exam and never tell you guys anything, and you guys had it from the grapevine that we took the exam and we are trying to better ourselves, you're going to have a problem with that. You need to put that.
That's not the problem. That's
what we don't have a problem. We have the problem with the administration.
The fact that you guys
have a test without the other people having on the same level.
The fact that you guys are requesting something.
I'm in the night now. I'm in the night. I'm not in the morning. No, don't say.
Yeah, the fact that the morning class is requesting something to Emerald and without thinking about the evening class, that's the problem. But Emerald, as our teacher, as the administrator, have to say that the evening class is part of you guys. You guys are one class. So if any decision is being taken, I have to consult both of you before taking my decision. If you guys don't think about us, that's what our teacher, our leader, what the administrator is supposed to say.
You have a great point. I agree with you on that. But what I'm saying, because somebody brought this up in this morning, just a student out of nowhere, even when they said it, I told them, listen, even from the get-go, I think Emerald should have decided that whether he wants to evaluate us, that's to be easy. So somebody from the morning or afternoon, in the evening or during the day should have decided. Emerald should decide that as our teacher to say, I'm ready to evaluate you guys. We're going to have a test or exam in 2 weeks and we take it from there. But this person said, oh, we kind of confused. We don't understand the concept, but we want you to do, can you assess us and see what point we are at? And even some people said, oh, how can you assess us? We don't know anything. We already told you the problem. We don't know anything. You cannot assess us. But they agree on it. They said they're going to do it. Then Emerald, I think the way she told you guys, that was the point. She should have told you just like you explained. If you explain it to you guys will understand more. But another point, one side of the coin is, if she has said, I'm going to give all the goodies to the morning shift, and he didn't tell you guys anything, and she was quiet about it, you still couldn't have a problem with it. So it's not a big deal. Let's just communicate.
No, we are ready.
That's
In
not
the
the
evening,
problem.
The
in
thing
the
is
evening,
like,
we are even ready for
You are
tomorrow.
mixing, you are
We
mixing,
are
you're
ready.
mixing things. We are not saying that, we are not saying that the
We are not
exam
the
or the
anyone's
assessment, we
Just
are not
speak
saying
about
that the
it.
assessment is a
Anyone.
bad
One
thing.
person can talk at a time. Yeah.
The assessment
Yeah.
is something good and it's beneficial for all of us. That's not what we're talking about.
Excuse me,
No, some people felt
Having a
like
problem with the
some people
assessment.
felt like the morning shift, people are controlling the class. That's why some people felt.
We are not feeling,
No,
that's what is
not-
happening.
Not
That's
cannot
a
talk.
fact.
Not to cannot talk.
Okay, guys, let me
One at a time. One at a
Not
time.
to, please let me say something.
guys.
Go ahead.
The morning class
Okay.
didn't choose to do the assignment, right? They brought up something and I said, okay, we are going to do an assignment even for like 2 hours, 3 hours on Monday. So the morning class didn't ask for that specific assignment on Monday. There were suggestions, many different types of suggestions. And I was like, okay, after chapter 11, it's good to bring a new, to take a break and just have an assignment. So it was not really a question, or are you guys okay with Monday or no? I feel like after chapter 11, it's best to have that assignment after chapter 11 so that to see where everybody is. So I didn't ask the morning class if they were okay with that on Monday. I just told them, okay, we'll do it on Monday, right?
But it was a suggestion.
Emerald, you have also
It was a suggestion, right?
Excuse me, guys. Can I say something?
No, I'm just telling you that.
It's
Excuse
good.
me.
Can I say something?
Fali, go and add your volume.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
So it's not coming from Monica, it's coming from me. Just that you brought up something and
Emerald.
the decision. That's why I was like, do you guys remember that for the Friday class, I asked you guys how did you guys feel about it? Are you okay? And I was okay with you guys not attending. It would just have been that you would have been doing more work for the evening class, and for the morning class would only have had class on Friday only to do other things like just revision, right? So that was the case. So what you guys want, I'm okay with that. You guys can say you don't want assessment, but that assessment is mandatory, basically. So I didn't ask the morning class if they were okay with it, because we come to a point where you guys had a lot of information since DB links all the way to front tab for next class. It's a lot. So it's good to know at where you are, where you stand, because we only have 1 month left. And I was actually thinking about a time when to put it, and I was thinking about doing it, putting it after chapter 11, because after that, everything else won't really be part of the exam like that.
Mama Emerald, tell them.
So from chapter 1 to chapter 11 is most of the thing you'll be doing would be come on the exam. Everything that we've seen so far will be part of the exam, right?
Emerald,
That's why
we are ready.
So that's why I want to bring that so that you guys can already have that exam mindset already. I don't want to surprise you 1 week before the exam. Okay, you have exam next week and everybody fails, right? So it's not really, I asked the morning that had other suggestions, but I came up with that specific assignment, like it would be like a mini exam for everyone. But before giving you the exam as a surprise, because I don't want you guys to fail or to feel frustrated, I will give it to you guys on Friday as a group assignment, so you can work on it together, and then when you come to class on Monday, you try to pass the exam. Are we good?
Mama Emerald, thank you. But we don't want that, Mama.
There's no problem. If you don't want that, you're good.
No, we want the exam. Not, I said we don't want that. We
Don't
want
say
to
we.
perfect, Mama. We want to do
Say
it for you.
hi.
Emerald.
Fali wanted to speak.
Please, do not feel
Brian, allow Fali
Yes.
to talk. Fali wants to talk.
The volume is not coming, so that's the reason I didn't get if Fali is talking, Mama. I'm sorry.
Guys, it's 10 o'clock.
Okay, Fali, we are getting you.
Okay. Thank you. Not to everybody talking here is right, because it's in the school. I think the teacher and the Emerald need to fix the schedule. He told us, he asked go fix the schedule. Because while you think about some people is participation. Some people take more time to do the parties because it got time. Some people don't have time. I go tell you the truth. I suppose you are now being in Germany. My people is in Germany. I suppose you are now being in Wisconsin. The people in Wisconsin do the training because the class, I'm still here. And I got one, he told me that August, I have to be somewhere. But why you guys keep changing the time? Like me, I change my time for Friday. Why you bring things to Friday? Say, okay, I'll go change my time to Friday too. Because we feel like the people in the morning, why you say something, we have to do that. No way. It's the class, it's the school. If the prof is fixing the time, they say, oh, you guys need to have class and DB2 and Monday, Wednesday. Maybe the people in the morning class say, oh, we not feel good, we not do that. Oh, guys, do the group, go studying by yourself, do whatever you want to do to be the best. Because some people, you do the sacrifice, some people got time, some people don't have time, some people got family, some people got kids, some people got, we got different life, different time. That's we choose the evening class because we don't have time. The morning class will come in class in the morning. And the evening class, we guys just more time. When we come in Anatoly, the server is slow, everything. That's why you need to think about us opinion too. Because you need to take the people, the evening opinion too, because we don't have a lot of time. We not got a lot of time like the people, the morning class, they coming, spend more time, you got service very fast, they got good time. And the day, you got energy to do the stuff. We come into the work, we know how we tired, we got family, some people got kids.
We all have our own lives.
You have to understand that this is actually for our own benefit, you know. And she actually talks to us about these things, and it's like it's helping us. The Friday class helps us.
Thank you, Anita.
You know, it helps us, and then this exam is going to help us. This is all to better you.
Anita, I not say
Cutting me now.
I say Emerald and Prof bring the schedule for us to do it. Bring the schedule for everybody. Not suppose the people in the morning, what the people in the morning think about, what the people in the morning do it. We supposed to do the same thing because we know.
I mean, she asked us. She asked us how we felt about it.
Because Natu, I feel like
going too slow. Before you were too slow, and we would be done by next month if you were just.
Anita, I feel like one Natu say, one. Excuse me. I feel like one Natu say, one is the other lady say. And the one that's my guy is the host why he said in the beginning. He said the truth. It's the truth. Is something if it's the truth, it's the truth. If three people see something,
so the truth is that.
But it's everything she bring here for.
No, but are they not good ideas though? The idea of the class, is that not a good idea? The idea of testing yourself, is that not a good idea? I mean, there are ideas that come to us, but then
that's not the problem. That's not
okay. So the prime is that she says yes to them first, but
that's not
what she does though.
Voicing out. We didn't say what Emerald is doing is not good. It's helping us. It's for our benefit that we know. The class on Friday is helping us. It's for our own benefit. The assessment is going to help us. It's for our own benefit. We didn't say no. But the issue is that they always decide things in the morning and come and throw it to us in the evening. That's where the problem stands. That's where the problem lies.
They don't decide. Like
I don't think
she talks to us about it before even.
Anita, we are in the same class. 10 people cannot say.
Morning class, they are more than us. If they decide,
that's not the problem.
We take it. It's for our good.
That's not the issue. That's what I'm saying. You guys are not.
Why are you arguing now?
It's like just for this exam right now. Please, exam.
Okay, can I say something?
No, please don't talk. Like this is the evening class. Please.
No, I'm in the evening too.
So just like for instance, this exam, for instance, so how was she supposed to do it? This is on Friday. It's already on Friday. She talks to them in the morning, and then they come up with the time, and then she comes to us. I just feel like it's gonna be so much back and forth. And then honestly, we are not very like talkative. She might even send a message in the group and no one says anything. So like how do you come to a conclusion? How do you come to a conclusion? They are very vocal on what they want. We are not like right now. We like she asked us, how are you guys feeling? No one really says, oh no, this is not good. Like people don't talk.
I don't think if Emerald would have come and said, you guys have an assessment on Monday.
How can you say that in that tone?
Wait, Mary, let me talk. I don't think if Emerald would have come up and said, you guys should prepare. I'm going to give you an assignment to work with your group on during the weekend. And on Monday, you guys are having an assignment, personal assignment. You do your work on your own. I don't think any of this will going to come up.
Thank you.
She came by starting saying that the morning class said that they want to have an assessment. And they wanted it on Friday. And I said, no, we're going to have it on Monday. That's how she brought the thing. And that's why Koji said, I have an issue. If she would have said it a different way, without saying that she completed the morning class or everything, this wouldn't have happened. We are not saying that what she's doing or the decision that they're taking or what the morning class association is bad. That's not what we are saying.
I mean, people perceive things differently. For me, I didn't see any issue with it.
Thank you.
I mean, people perceive things differently.
Anita,
Anita, you know,
you don't want to take the exam, don't come.
Anita, I'm prepared for tomorrow. If they bring it tomorrow, I'm fine.
Yuda is asking for bias on Sunday.
Tomorrow is Thursday, Brian.
Huh?
Tomorrow is Thursday.
No, if they bring it tomorrow, I'm fine. If they bring it on Friday, I'm fine.
You were asking for extra class on Sunday.
I'm asking for the extra class, not because my problem is not about the exam. Knowing the stuff is my problem. It's not about the exam. I can take the script, I'll pass it.
No, exactly. But you're right. Most people, that's the problem.
For him, right? He's asking for extra class on Sunday. If I can, I will have extra class on with him or with the people from his group on Sunday. So this is just like, it's not because there are 18 people in the evening class who might get upset because 60 people from the morning class are asking for something, for example. You know, I also have to be fair here. And I'm not saying that the evening class, I mean, I know that the evening class, there should be more people than just 17 people or 20 people every time you're connected, right? But the thing is, based on their concern, I had to find a solution to their concern. And it's based on the solution that I took that I was like, okay, so we are going to have this on Monday. But before then, you guys will prepare as a group for the weekend. I don't even know why you guys are making it a big deal, to be honest. I just don't know. If the idea came from them, so what? Next time, bring your idea too.
No. Is the way you channeled it to us. The idea is cool by me. And
so you wanted me to hide the idea came from the morning class?
No, that's not my. I'm saying
they brought it up. They brought up their concern. I don't have anything to hide.
No, I'm saying you should have considered or let's like say, what do you guys think? That's what I'm saying. That's just my issue.
She did that.
That's what I'm saying.
She just said that she already had that in mind.
That's what they think about it. I told them, okay,
Anita, please, when they're discussing, just stay quiet.
20 people, 20 of them expressed themselves. At least 20 of them said what they had in mind. When we started the class, we took 1 hour for all of you guys to express what you had to say. And you expressed yourselves, right? For an hour. I gave you the time to express yourself. It's just that from what you guys were talking, the only issue that really came up was that some people are making jokes during the class. So we are working on like, okay, let's try to, if we came up with a decision, right? That anytime someone brings up a joke that you don't like, just bring it up and ask your classmate to stop it because it's distracting you. Or ask me the question or ask me to repeat what I just said if what the classmate said was distracting. So it's not like directly came up to you guys.
Meaning you brought that statement for a reason. No, you brought it for a reason which is not, Emerald for me is not good because bring it tomorrow, I will tell you what I want to do tomorrow. Because I didn't say it today, it doesn't mean tomorrow is still going to be the same, right? Then tomorrow, just bring it on Friday, I'll tell you I want to write on Saturday. That's fine for me.
That's why we took an hour at the beginning of the class to ask.
No, because meaning you brought it, might be.
Let her talk now.
Hey, Mama, I bet let their talk. Let their talk. Hey, Not ever try that nonsense. You don't pay my fees here. Not ever
You pay
try.
my bill, please.
Oh my God.
Shut
Can
up.
we stay
You always say your
serious,
bill.
It's my bill.
Marie, they are just
Wait, every time it's Marie. Who are you? Are you mad?
Please.
Are you mad?
Brian.
Never try that nonsense.
Calm down now, please. Let's stay
I got people who are fit. Never try that nonsense. You crazy.
Brian.
Please.
Always talk to your bill.
Okay, this is what we are now. We need
Marie,
to
be very careful.
Brian.
Be very careful with me.
Brian.
Hey, I can fuck this out.
Very careful.
Brian. No need for that. No need for that. No need for that.
Every day, Marie. Every day, are you mad?
Because it's 10 o'clock. Let's go to
Please, Brian. There's no need for that.
Emerald, I do respect you. I beg.
Brian, stop it. Just
If I got, hey, Mama, I beg. If I respect you, allow me to talk.
Yes, go ahead, talk.
Emerald, I beg. I do respect you. Every day I come here, I do respect you. That girl, who is she? Are you my age, man? Or what? You talk every day because I listen to you, not ever do them. Let it be the first and the last time. Never you do that. Idiot. Who are you?
You are never agree about everything that we say.
Marie, stop noise.
All right, guys.
This is a class.
Brian,
allow me to say my mind.
No need for that. No need for that. What I'm saying is
no need for that. Cool down, Brian.
No.
Every day is you. Lanover is you. Yeah, is you. You crazy. This is a class. It's not Lanover. Never you try that shit.
Okay. You all know very well. I mean, it's no need for that. Violence, you guys not going to do that. You don't want
it's
it.
It's not about violence, bro. I do respect everybody.
It's not worth it. It's okay. Let's understand. We're all trying to get at a certain point. In about a month or so, we're going to get over this. And we might not even see each other or deal with each other.
You go school, you never very sure whether you get
you're right.
Yes, let's just leave it like
that.
Brian,
any money.
Brian, at the end of the day,
Brian, I beg.
Brian, just calm down. Brian, calm down. Don't calm down.
Calm down.
Emerald is a goal. Naidi give me light for here. She give me light here. Yeah. If I'm paying my money because of Emerald. So please allow me to talk to Emerald. I'm not talking to you.
We understand that, but just calm down.
It's an open debate for
everybody. Now, talk to Emerald, please. Talk to Emerald.
Express yourself.
Please talk.
Say Marie, who are you?
It's okay now. Emerald is listening.
No, ma'am. No, it's okay. You guys can talk. Since you're free, it's an evening class. You own the class. You Marie own. You own the. You are the host. Do whatever thing you do. I will never talk again in this class. It will be my last time to talk.
Are you talking
Marie,
to Marie?
own the class.
Brian, we're not there yet, please.
I hope most people, the way they behave here, that's not the way they're going to behave at their jobs. I hope so.
Yeah, Jalo.
I really do. Because if you're behaving like this,
Jalo, you are one of the highest people who bring jokes in the morning class. You make the morning class to live lively.
Listen,
this
Brian,
is an evening section.
At the end of the day, Brian, listen
Jalo,
to me.
Sometimes you say words. I listen to the morning class, Jalo.
Who the hell do you think you are? You're not going to beat nobody in America. They're going to take you to jail. You're going to be locked up. You're not going to beat nobody. You're just talking too much. You're not going to beat
nobody. So everyone is getting angry now.
So at the end of the day, even if
I was talking to you, but you are abusing me now.
What are you going to do about it? Brian, what are you going to do about it?
Koji, come on now.
Hello, at the end of the day, you're not going to beat nobody. You're just talking.
Brian.
You're going to lock your ass up here. What are you going to do? You're not going to touch nobody. If you touch them, they're going to take you to jail for the rest of your life.
Jalo, what's the problem again, Jalo? I thought you were solving it.
Jalo, you're not even.
Bro, you see your morning class.
You have to.
Morning class.
I thought you were coming to put peace. You are fire.
Jalo, this is the evening class. It's not the morning class. Jalo, this is the evening class. In the morning class, I come to the morning class. I'm always silent. Jalo, this is not the morning class.
Hiya.
Go to the morning class and talk.
Brian.
Jalo,
Hey,
this is not the morning class.
Jalo, just leave it like that.
Don't tell me what I'm going to do in the evening class.
So hell with you. What are you going to do?
Emerald, say something now.
Jalo.
I won't do nothing.
Brian, Jalo, keep it down. Guys.
One of the
keep it down, man.
Just keep it to yourself.
Jalo,
please.
You are not in Africa anymore, okay?
Jalo, one of the highest person who speak in the morning class is you.
I speak.
You never complain. Never you
Jalo,
complain.
leave it like that, man.
Never you complain. Me
Brian.
talking to the evening, never you
Brian,
complain.
leave it like that.
I've never talked in the morning class.
Oh, man.
Brother, keep down, please.
It is not a matter of morning class. He has the right to say what he has to say. It's not a matter of morning class. Let him talk. If he
I
wants
can
to
be in
talk.
any class. I pay too. I can be anywhere I
It's
want.
in Brontex. It's not in morning or evening.
Jalo, I don't appreciate the way you talk. You are not solving the problem. You are just adding flame to it.
Bello, honestly, he hasn't done anything. He has the right to say what he has to say.
But
we're
going out of topic now. We're going out of topic.
Can I just speak? Can I just speak? He has the right to say whatever he wants to say. You don't need to tell him that because you're the money class, you have to calm down or shut up or whatever. You don't need to say that.
I say he should calm down the situation. He should calm down.
That's the only point you got.
You should calm
down.
The
only point that we don't get them, Mama. Now the only point that we get them.
He's the one who used the word idiots first. You don't use that here. Me, I've never used that. You're the one who, and then you are overboard. And people are not going to leave you like that. Be respectful. You saying that you respect Emerald. If you call somebody idiot in front of Emerald, you don't respect her, obviously.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm trying to explain. You are a grown man. You have family, you say. So act like it.
I like the way the lady is
If Prof
listening
was
to
the
you.
one in this class, you guys wouldn't have done what you're doing.
Thank you.
Cannot be insulting in the whole class in front of everybody. At least respect others. If you have a problem with Marie or whatever, you just see her at the end of the class saying that you don't appreciate what she did.
You don't talk your own because you're a friend.
You don't
talk your own.
I don't even know who is Marie or who is who.
You don't talk
so
your own. You don't even know who is Marie, but you sit with Marie. You don't even know Marie in level 1, but you know Marie. You don't even know
less and understand more. I am not arguing with you. I am not arguing with you. I'm not
you're arguing with who?
Can you just calm down? It's not a matter of saying fuck you or whatever.
Because you are not even saying the right thing you're supposed to say.
Mature person speak
Jalo
like
is one of the highest person who bring the talk.
I am not
in the
talking
morning
about
class.
Jalo
In a good
I am saying that what you did is not respectful.
Okay, thank you, Mama.
It's not respectful. I'm not talking about.
If you want to tell me something I did, why don't you PV me? Why don't you PV me? For me to listen to you.
Brian.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Understand more.
Thank you. You don't tell me no. Now you tell me how my life will be. I will speak less and understand
I am
more.
speaking English. I'm not speaking Pidgin.
Okay, I'm speaking. How do you know it's Pidgin?
Renata, please.
So you overknow the Pidgin.
I'm not having any problem.
The way to solve this is just say your point and just let it be.
Yourself.
You know, just say what you have to say and let it be. Don't go back and forth with him. It's okay.
Please.
We don't need to be doing this.
That's okay.
If we don't, Anita, honestly, don't do this. He will spend his time doing it.
But is it doing anything? Like, I feel like you're just adding fuel. It's just adding fuel, you know? Like, you know, it's not like he's calming down. So just say it's not good what you're doing and just leave it at that.
Hey guys,
I'm a gentleman. I will never call a lady an idiot. Me, I'm a gentleman. I will never call a lady an idiot.
Okay, Jalo. Okay, we are done with all of this. Honestly, it doesn't reflect well. I took the decision. So on Friday, I give you guys the assignment. Monday, you guys will have an exam. If you want, take it for your own good. If you don't want it, don't take it. It's as simple as that. I discussed with the morning class. They came up with I gave you guys 1 hour to express yourselves. You guys express yourselves. We came up with some decision as well that I won't have to bring to the morning class, right? Or if something happens in the morning, I might bring it that, okay, the evening class, this is how we fixed one issue, for example. So I'm not apologetic about it. I'm sorry for the people who are offended, but honestly, for that one, I know it's for your own good. If you don't like it, I mean, well, I'm not even sorry because I know that it's for your own good. So maybe the way I deliver it, maybe you want me to take less for the morning class. For some reason, it's offensive. Okay, I can do that for you. If it really offends you to want to mention the morning class, I will mention them less. There's no problem with that. Have a good night, everyone.
All right. Good night, Maru.